10 days ago, 72 teams converged right here in Frisco, Texas. 10 days later, we're down to our final two, the Women's Division I National Championship for 2019. The number 1 team in the country, Liberty University, taking on the number 3 seed, Lindenwood-Belleville. Glad you can join us. Casey Roll with you alongside Quinn Kuski. For those watching all across the country and in some cases the world, Quinn, this is a matchup that we did not see coming. Let's talk about Liberty, the defending national champions. No surprise to anybody, they're here for the second year in a row.
Yeah, no surprise that Liberty's here. They've romped through every bit of competition they've faced. They haven't really looked like they've struggled in a game yet. And if Belleville can't put them back on their heels, I think if you're playing Liberty, you got to try to score first. Put this team behind. That's not a place that they're used to playing from. And
for Belleville, the number 3 team in the tournament, Quinn, less than 48 hours ago, they looked like they were going to be a one and done in the postseason.
They did. They were playing Grand Valley State, and Grand Valley State stole the first game, which I think surprised everybody. Lindenwood came back and decimated Grand Valley in the second game, 10-2. And in the third game, Grand Valley pushed it to overtime and scored 2 goals in the third to get it there and had all the momentum. And if it wasn't for a great play from Dietmeyer, they very well might have lost that game and we wouldn't see them here right now.
Liberty, the defending national champions. Belleville has yet to make a national championship appearance until today. Head coach Kat Hanna, in her 4th season with the Lynx, is at the precipice of doing something nobody has ever done in Belleville. Meanwhile, Chris Lowe's, in his 3rd season as head coach in Liberty, looks to become the first head coach in women's program history to win back-to-back national championships with Lindenwood University. In the regular season, the Lynx finished 19-4-3. The Flames 24-1-3. These two teams met 3 times in the regular season, with Liberty going 2-0-1. The Flames are assisted by Blair Bennett and Leah Carlson. The Lynx assisted by Caitlin Johnson and Kelly Heber. Now with our starting lineups, defensive pairings, and announcements, we go down to public address announcer Andy Stores.
Fans watching the live webcast on the ACHA YouTube network, welcome to the Comerica Center in Frisco, Texas, for the 2019 American Collegiate Hockey Association Women's Division I National Championship Tournament, hosted by the Frisco Convention and Visitors Bureau, the Dallas Stars, and the Children's Health Star Center Ice Rinks. This is ACHA Public Address Announcer Andy Stores. 4 days ago, 8 teams began their quest to achieve a national championship. And today, after many hard-fought battles, we're down to the final 2 teams remaining in that quest to win the ultimate prize in women's ACHA Division I hockey, the awarding of the National Championship Trophy to today's victor. Our final 2 teams standing for today's championship game: on the visiting bench, the number 3 seed, Lindenwood-Belleville Lynx. And on the home team bench, the number 1 seed, the Liberty University Flames. Let's meet the starting lineups for this afternoon's national championship game. First, for Lindenwood-Belleville, in goal, a freshman from Killingworth, Connecticut, number 1, Hannah Stone. On defense, a junior from Waterdown, Ontario, number 13, Jamie Risley. On defense, a sophomore from Ottawa, Ontario, number 53, Lindsay Gillis. At center, a senior from Virginia, Minnesota, number 15, Alicia Williams. On left wing, a sophomore from Hannon, Ontario, number 91, Marissa Del Reed. And at right wing, a freshman from Winnipeg, Manitoba, number 26, Kaylee Phillips. The head coach of the Lynx is Kat Hanna. Her assistants are Kay Johnson and Kelly Heiberg. The trainer is Tim Woodstock. And now let's meet the starting lineups for the home team bench. The Liberty Flames, in goal, a junior from Oakville, Ontario, number 0, Nadia Rupoli. On defense, a junior from Parry Sound, Ontario, number 4, Emily John. On defense, a sophomore from Doylestown, Pennsylvania, number 24, Christy Seraphin. At center, a sophomore from Leamington, Ontario, number 19, Shannon Fair. At left wing, a senior from Rochester, Minnesota, number 2, Lauren McDonald. And at right wing, a junior from Enniskillen, Ontario, number 65, Rachel Gibson. The head coach of the Flames is Chris Lowe's. His assistants are Justin Forth, Leah Carlson, Josh Graham, and Madison Pinnell. The goaltending coach is Blair Bennett. Strength coach Tim Kerr, manager Brady Tillotson, and the athletic trainer is Patrick Sullivan. Ladies and gentlemen, would you all rise and kindly remove all caps and join me, soloist Andy Storrs and organist Gary Lichthart in the singing and playing of the Star Spangled Banner. By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red flare, the pumps bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
It's Championship Sunday in Frisco, Texas. The number 1 seed Liberty University taking on the number 3 seed Lindenwood University-Belleville from the Comerica Center in the Lone Star State. Casey Roll with you alongside Quinn Kuski. Quinn, looking over at our starting lineups first for the visiting Lynx. Same starting 6 over the course of the entire tournament, but for Liberty and for head coach Chris Lowe's, the championship game, he's got 3 different players who weren't penciled in his starting lineup over the last 3 games.
He does. He went with a completely different starting lineup. He went Fair, Gibson, and McDonald in this one. And the lines themselves are the same, but the order that he's playing them in is different. Usually the starting lineup was Morris, Polson, and Smybert, and he decided to change that up going into this game. But if you look at the Liberty Flames and their depth, it's not really, it doesn't really matter as much as you would think it would, because all the lines are going to play the same number of minutes.
And the biggest name to watch out for Liberty that's penciled into the starting lineup, Lauren McDonald, the reigning ACHA Player of the Year, making her first start in this ACHA National Tournament.
Yeah, they haven't started her all tournament, and like I said, she's still getting a lot of minutes, and she makes a huge impact every time she's on the ice, not just offensively, but her forecheck is incredible, and she pesters the entire time. It's
Alicia Williams, the senior for the Lynx, winning the faceoff, and we are underway from the Comerica Center. The Lynx control the attacking zone near side. Below the left goal line, it's Callie Phillip, the freshman from Winnipeg, Alberta, working it down to left wing half wall. Poke check free by Emily John, the junior playing her 8th career postseason game in the national tournament. McDonald winning the race for the puck down to near side, washing out and icing. And Quinn, that's something we've seen all tournament.
Yeah, the Belleville Lynx, both their defenders had probably 4 or 5 strides on McDonald, and she closed the ground and canceled out an icing.
Controlling left circle, a shot by Fair, glove down by Hannah Stone. The freshman from Killingworth, Connecticut, has been phenomenal this tournament. A save percentage of just over 94% through 5 games.
Well, she's going to need to keep being phenomenal, because this Flames team, they have a lot of shooters, and not just shooters, but snipers at that. Gibson and McDonald can pick corners at will, as can many other players on this Flames team.
Alex Smybert, the junior from Dorchester, Ontario, in for the first time today. And Quinn, a quiet tournament for the junior, who posted 4 goals last season, no points through 3 games.
No points, but don't be surprised if that changes in this game. And even when she's not scoring points, she's still making an impact.
Larissa tipping shot from the right point to flex off a body in front. It skitters in the slot, and it's dug out by the Lynx, controlling Jamie Risley. The lefty defenseman pins one along to Tessa O'Connor. One hands it into the attacking zone. The arm is up, and it is a delayed offside. So the Lynx forced to exit the zone, and we get a whistle.
The Lynx, I guess they didn't realize that it was still on the delayed offsides. They had four players in the zone. 3 got out, 1 did not. The ref gave him as much time as she could and finally just gave up on it and blew the whistle.
Shots won apiece, 70 seconds into the national championship. Liberty defeating Adrian College last season. It was Belleville defeating the Bulldogs in the semifinal yesterday. A 4-1 win for the number 3 seed in the tournament. The puck rolls down to near half wall. Race for the puck won by the Flames. It's Dana McLeod fresh off the bench. Lines it down the far side. Dina Burney can't clear the zone, and she plays it over to McLeod, chips it off the near wall and out to neutral ice. Katie Stelling, the junior out of Santa Cruz, California, can't push it forward. The body falls at neutral, and a hand pass is called.
Yeah, there's a good effort to make a play there from Bradford, but even when you're laying on the ice's surface, you cannot pass the puck forward with your hand. That'll lead to the faceoff coming back into the Flames' defensive end.
This game features the 2 highest scoring teams in the tournament, but Quinn, these goaltenders are going to be flat out solid if the game continues to paper.
These are 2 teams with very strong offenses and very good goaltenders, so it's going to be a battle all game as both of these tendies try to keep these pucks out.
Wraparound shot by Williams, deflects wide. Gillis a slap shot high slot. Skitters wide over the crossbar. Dug out far corner by Williams. Sachets past the defender. Winds it over towards Jessica Walker. She plays it to the point. Intercepted. Her pass by Rachel Gibson. And now here comes McDonald. Top of the right circle. Arister bounces off the skate of Gillis. The sophomore out of Edmonton, Alberta for the Lynx. Leading the tournament in points and goals. It's Williams for the Lynx. Flipping in behind the net of Ripley, and a line change made by both sides. Gillis keeps it in on a forecheck left point, swats it over towards Michaela Reed. The Chilliwack, British Columbia native can't keep the zone. McDonald pitchforks it out to the red line on a breakaway. Here's Poulsen, top of the left circle at the dot. A shot deflects off the glove of Stone and down to the near side. The freshman stands strong in her big test, the first big test of the game.
Well, some freshman versus freshman action there. Poulsen versus Stone.
Rolling puck down the far side. Jab free by Gibson. It rolls behind the net. Gillis for the Lynx. Plays it off the wall, but it's pickpocketed by Smybert. Working her way up the right half wall. Jabs it up to tipping right point. Intercepted by Ashley Dietmeyer. She clears the zone. And ice and offside is the call. Danica Poulsen entering the zone offside.
Yeah, I would love to go back to that here as we're looking at it again here, that breakaway opportunity. The pass from McDonald, she flipped it through the air, and Poulsen hit the puck down to the ice out of the air. It was a fantastic feed and reception.
Face-off won by the Lynx. It's controlled far side by Jessica Walker. Swats it to Ashley Dietmeyer, the 5th-year captain, playing her final game with the Lynx. And a chance to go on top as a national champion. Rolling puck behind the net, McLeod picking it up, swats it toward the far corner. McDonald gets pinned by a couple of defenders. Rolling bodies in the neutral zone, and Dietmeyer doubles back into the defensive zone. Skittering puck intercepted down the top of the right circle by Burney. Her shot deflects off a body in front. She corrals below the left goal line. A centering pass by Smybert far side. Bounces off a body. It's Vanessa Demerchant checking in for the first time today, fighting for it near corner, along with Shelby Bradford. It rolls free. And it's Mackenzie Drost flipping one out to neutral ice. Another line change made by Kat Hanna's Lynx. 2 shots on goal through the first 4 minutes, both of them belonging to Liberty. The one shot on net earlier that was credited to the Lynx has now been taken off the scoreboard. And Quinn, something else to watch for. In each game these teams have played, the winner has had more shots on goal by a margin of at least 20.
Yeah, and that really says a lot for these teams. They get shots in bunches.
McDonald gets tripped up by Stone as she came way out of the crease, and Quinn, that was a good decision because Lauren McDonald once again edged past the defender and nearly had a breakaway. But now we're going to get a late call. It's going to be Katie LaCusta sitting in the penalty box because Stone committed the penalty in net, so it'll be Lacusta sitting in the box for 2.
I believe Lacusta actually committed a slash there, and that was the call.
Right you are, Quinn. Slashing is the call on Lacusta.
And Boz, let's kick it down to you.
Yeah, well, the refs already they missed a too many player on the ice penalty on the last possession. It was about like just a couple minutes ago, but Liberty ended up having 7 players off of the bench when they touched up on the puck and tried to advance it. So, you know, we'll see if that factors in, but they did miss that one previously.
Thank you, Boz. Slashing the first call of the game. It goes on Lacusta, the senior out of New Westminster, British Columbia. The power play unit for the Flames, just 2 for 15 in the tournament. Down the right wing half wall, Shannon Fair enters the zone offside.
You know, this power play unit for the Flames has just been vicious all tournament and all season for that matter. They've got some girls that really know how to put the biscuit in the basket, and they've been doing it all season.
The Lynx yesterday against Adrian College, 5 penalties but no Bulldog goals. Face-off at neutral ice, run by the Flames. A body falls in the attacking zone. Dana Polson picks it up. The transfer from Adrian College slides it across to McDonald. One hands it to DeMerchant. Holds at the right hash mark. Pinned to the wall. A body falling in the top of the circle. And McDonald controlling. DeMerchant sachets the blue line. Pivots along the right half wall. Smacks it below the goal line. McDonald, the National Player of the Year. Holds in the forehand, now backhand at the right circle. A couple points in the tournament. Swats it to DeMerchant. Centering pass far side. Deflecting off a body. They score! It's Liberty on the power play, taking the early lead.
If you're the Lynx, I've been saying it every game, every Lynx game we've called. They need to be more disciplined. They've struggled with it all tournament, and early on taking a penalty bites them.
The goal comes at the 5-minute and 33-second mark, and it's backside on Hannah Stone. The last 3 goals scored against Stone have come down the back post.
And that's just a great feed across the net mouth. Stone never really had a chance at that one.
Face-off coming at center ice, and it's won by Belleville. Rolling puck back in the defensive zone, settled down by Walker. The goal scored by Danica Polson, her first of the tournament. Below the left goal line, Polson trying a centering feed, deflected wide. Emily John plays it right half wall, rims it down the far corner. It's dug out by Tiana Lyle. Couple bodies scrumming for it far corner. Dug out by Michaela Reed. She lofts it down the length of the ice, and it is called as an icing.
Early on, this has been really good play from the Flames, keeping that play in the offensive end. It almost looks like how the Belleville Grand Valley games tended to look, where play was just where Lindenwood was taking it to Grand Valley almost the entire game, except this time it's Lindenwood getting it taken to them.
Now 3 consecutive games the Flames have converted, or at least had a scoring chance on the power play. They had a goal yesterday against Miami on the women advantage. It rolls under in the skates of Vanessa Demerchan out to neutral line. She pirouettes back in the defensive zone. Shots on goal 5-0 in favor of the Flames early on, and Quinn, that's not something that Kat Hanna wants to see from her Lynx side.
Yeah, the absolute last thing you want to do against the Liberty Flames is get off to a slow start, and that's exactly what the Lynx have done here. We're looking at almost 7 minutes into the first now, and they still haven't recorded a shot on frame.
Tessa O'Connor winds the puck at neutral ice, intercepted by Polson. Entering the zone onside for the Lynx, Alicia Williams at the left hash mark. Working it up the half wall. A couple bodies scrapping for it on both sides. One falls to the ice. Still jabbing for it down to near glass. And Quinn, this is something else you'll have to watch out for. How long will the officials let them continue playing on when there's a stoppage and a big scrum down the boards? It's finally worked free by the Flames out to the center line, but Polson has a clash off her stick. Williams fires a shot, blocked to the side by Nadia Rupali. It bounces down the near side. A slap shot off the stick of Katie Stelling, covered up by Rupali.
Yeah, so to answer your question there, Casey, the referees, they'll let them go as long as they want, as long as there's constant movement of the puck. If the puck sits completely still, that's when they'll blow it dead.
We saw that yesterday between Miami and Liberty, a couple stoppages because of how the puck was pinned up to the wall in the early stages of the second period. Not much of that for Belleville over their 3-game slate. It's Stelling driving below the left goal line, swats it down the far corner, dug out by Mackenzie Drost, the St. Catharines, Ontario native. Pinning the puck to the wall, it's worked down the far side, and Lauren McDonald controls. See Chassays out to the red line, gains the attacking zone, top of the right circle, holds in the backhand forehand, driving behind the net, flips one on pipe, it deflected wide. Katie LaCusta smashes one off the far wall, but it's pickpocketed away by Polson. Her shot gloved down by Hannah Stone to halt play.
The ability of Lauren McDonald to take what looked like a completely shut down opportunity, duck by a defender, slip behind the goal, and then dish that puck out in front is just genuinely impressive to watch. Every game, I've been calling Liberty Flames games now for 2 tournaments, and every time that I see her play, I'm just amazed at how good she is.
And especially considering that this year she took a bit of a dip scoring-wise to take more of the facilitator role. She scored 13 goals in the regular season, which is a career low, and the funny thing is that's still best for third on the team.
Yeah, third on the team in goals, but also first on the team in points. Well, she wasn't scoring all the goals. Sometimes on a team like the Flames, they have so many great goal scorers that it's easier sometimes to get assists.
Williams from the left circle, her shot gloved down by Rupali to halt play. Nadia Rupali yesterday in net for the Flames, faced 21 shots and made 20 saves. And Quinn, we talked about shots. That was the first time that the Flames allowed more than 20 shots on goal.
It was, and they seemed to get a little bit nervous at the beginning of the game, but once they settled in, they were just fine, and they wound up cruising on to win.
Demerchant pushes one along to Smybert. She gains the attacking zone past the red line. It's poked free, and it's corralled by Clarissa Tipping. 3 games and no points in the national tournament. It's Smybert getting the puck poked free, but it rolls right to the stick of Demerchant. It rolls down behind the net of Stone. Liberty making a line change. Forecheck on, but it's swatted out to the red line. Corralled by Katie Stelling, trying a stretch one cross ice to Reed. It deflects off her stick. A tail blown far side. A shot by Reed, deflected wide. Nearly crosses past the blue ice, and it stays out. A blown tire down the far wing. That was Demerchant, and it was nearly cast in for a goal.
Yeah, Demerchant lost a blew a tire, like you said, and Bernie's probably the one who saved that goal. It was loose in the paint. Bernie found it first and just cleared it as far away as she could.
It's Bernie in the attacking zone, wrapping one behind the net of Stone. A couple bodies fighting for it. The captain, Ashley Dietmeyer for the Lynx, trying to poke it free. She does, but right to the stick of Rachel Gibson. Holds below the right goal line. Now the circle, a centering pass deflected wide. McDonald's shot bounces off the skate of O'Connor and into the mesh behind the crossbar.
The 2 forwards there, Gibson and McDonald on the line together, those are 2 of the best snipers on this Flames team, and the 2 of them on the same line is just filthy.
Face-off won by the Lynx, but it's worked out to the center line. A shot by Demerchant, gloved down by Hannah Stone.
It's a really good save by Stone. That shot came in from stretch, deflected off probably 5 or 6 bodies on the way through, and Stone was able to track it all the way and catch it with the trapper.
Hannah Stone, her last time out against Adrian College, 25 shots and 23 saves. A full-on line change being made by the Flames. The puck in the attacking zone allows them to do so, while the same 5 have to be out on the ice for the Lynx. It's Shelby Bradford, the sophomore from Romeo, Michigan, winning the faceoff. A shot by Tipping. She scores! 2 goals in less than 10 minutes, and the Flames are cruising here in Frisco.
I'm not quite. That shot looked like it was going right along the ice, and it wound up high. My only thought is that had to deflect off something in front of Hannah Stone. The question is what? Looking at the replay here, and the shot comes in, and maybe it didn't hit off anything. She just roofed it.
It's Clarissa Tipping's first point of the national tournament and her first goal in her playoff career. Face-off at center, controlled by the Flames. It's Smybert. Sashaying past the left circle, holding below the goal line. Backhand centering pass deflected wide. Polson trying to poke it free. It's skittered out to the left goal line, and it's finally worked out by Michaela Reed past the blue into neutral ice. Emily John for the Flames at the blue line, rings it behind the net. It's dug out by LaCusta. The righty stick handler crosses one across to Gillis. The sophomore bangs one from neutral ice. It bounces off a body, rolling in the slot. Dug out by Shannon Fair. She motors past neutral ice and gains the attacking zone left side. Dragging below the goal line, a centering pass bounces off the stick of Gillis and worked to the far corner. Another feed by McDonald to the far side. Deflected wide and now down the near corner. It's Fair banging one far side. It's LaCusta digging one out. She pushes it out to neutral ice, chips it off the wall, gaining the attacking zone, holding at the right hash mark. Puts on the brakes and pirouettes below the goal line, nudged off the puck by McDonald, and she controls down the far corner. Chipped up off the glass, and it's worked out to Dietmeyer, right point. Holds a wrister through a couple bodies, bounces wide, rebound in front, and a sprawling save made by Rupali to halt play.
So all of that offense right there came from the same situation. LaCusta chipped one off the glass and worked it in against 4 Flames all by herself and allowed for that scoring opportunity. None of that happens if she doesn't work that hard down low.
So 8:54 remaining in the first period. We'll step aside. The Flames on top of the Lynx over the first 11 minutes and change in the first period. You're watching the 2019 ACHA Women's Division I National Championship on the ACHA Network.
The 2019 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by Aries Sportswear, official merchandise partner of the ACHA. Howie's Hockey Tape, the official tape provider of the ACHA. And the City of Frisco.
Always something nice to see a local high school team taking a national championship, something that the Liberty Flames look to do for the second year in a row right here in Frisco, Quinn.
Yeah, that's definitely what the Flames want to do. Of course they do, but the Lynx might have something to say about it. But down 2-0 early, the Lynx have woken up their offense. They got 6 shots on goal now. Perhaps they need, a good opportunity, huge save, something to spark this team a bit more, and we'll see what they can do.
Rolling puck behind the corner, derailed by Ashley Dietmeyer. Twists it down the right goal line. It's worked further by Mackenzie Drost below the right goal line. Behind the couple bodies, it's Dietmeyer controlling after the scrum. The net is off, and they finally see it, and they blow the whistle. 2 goals scored by 2 different skaters for the Flames, and both recording their first points of the national tournament. Danica Polson on the power play, and Clarissa Tipping moments ago.
Yeah, 2 players that, while that might have been their first points of the tournament, they've been all over the place. It seems like every time they're on the ice, we're calling their name more often than others. They just hadn't gotten the lucky bounce to get a puck in the back of the net yet, and they did in this game.
The puck swatted out to neutral ice. It's corralled by Jamie Risley. Quinn, something else to touch up upon. This entire tournament, the Lynx only allowed 1 goal in the first period. They've allowed 2 here in the first 10.5 minutes against the Flames.
The Lynx have been very good in the first period, but they've also, when you're playing, the way that they've been playing was that they play a very conservative first, and the Lynx took it to them in this first period while they were trying to sit back a little bit and slow this game down, and they weren't ready for it.
Tipping falls behind the net, and we're going to get a penalty after it, so she scores a goal and draws a penalty. It rolls down. Stone allowing O'Connor to touch it up, and for the second time today, the Flames are going to go on the power play.
Yeah, this Flames team is not a team you can constantly send to the power play, and it's an issue that the Lynx have had all tournament long with allowing teams to get to the power play, and it's a trend that's continuing in the championship game.
It's Melissa Delry sitting in the box for hooking at the 12-minute and 12-second mark. The sophomore out of Hannon, Ontario, one of 4 goal scorers yesterday for the Lynx in their win against the Bulldogs. Face-off 1 by DeMerchant. Playing it straight away to Dina Burney. Swats it below the goal line. Lauren McDonald, the ACHA Player of the Year, controls behind the net. Fakes a centering pass, holds in the backhand, plays it up the right boards to DeMerchant. Straight away, it's tipping, and she smacks one back to DeMerchant. McDonald, a centering pass, looking for DeMerchant, rolls past her skate and down to neutral ice. The Flames have also won 4 consecutive faceoffs. Going back to the media timeout stoppage, DeMerchant, her shot bounces off a stick. Rebound in front. It caroms to the near corner. It's forked up along the wall. And it bounces off of Dina Burney's stick. Katie Tahima trying to push it forward on a short-handed advantage for the Lynx, but it rolls back behind the net of Rupeli.
Yeah, that little misplay there by Burney almost turned into disaster short-handed, but they were able to keep possession, and now the Flames will look to get back on the attack.
It's Shannon Fair, the sophomore from Leamington, Ontario, gliding in the attacking zone, putting on the brakes, left circle, straight away, tipping a shot, deflects off a couple bodies, and trickles out to the near corner. It's swatted out of the zone by Tessa O'Connor. Shots on goal, 9-6 for the Flames. 5 have come on the power play here this afternoon. It's tipping, putting on the brakes in the defensive zone. Smacks one to Bradford. That's intercepted at the red line. Mackenzie Drost tries to push it forward. She cannot. But it's O'Connor flipping one down back into the Flame defensive zone with just over 20 seconds to go on the power play.
This has been a much better kill from the Lynx. They've played this game. Most of this power play has spent its time in the Flames' defensive end, which is exactly where you want to be if you're killing a penalty.
The lone forechecker for Belleville, Katie Stelling, nearly swatted out of the possession of Gibson, but here come the Flames. Controlling down the near side. It's Lyle playing it in front. Gibson a shot, deflected wide, and it's gloved down by Stone.
Early on, really good play on this kill from the Lynx, but you've got to stop getting yourself on the kill. You're already down 2-0. You're not going to score goals with only 4 skaters on the ice.
So Liberty now 1 for 2 on the power play. Just under 15 minutes gone in the first period. It's Dakota McAlpine falling at the neutral zone, and it's swatted behind the net of Rupeli. Dug out by Emily John. Plays it out to the left point, but it bounces off the stick of Lacusta, and it's played ahead by Jessica Walker. The freshman defenseman, one of 3 that Kat Hanna carries on this Lynx team. It's cleared off the stick of Mackenzie White and down. Icing is waved off. It's Danica Polson at neutral ice, gaining her momentum past the blue line. Drop feed into the high slot. It bounces off a skate, and it's Allie Morris holding left circle, playing it straight up to McLeod. Her shot gloved down by Stone.
I don't know how that shot from McLeod got through just now. I could have sworn the Lynx were in that shooting lane. Somehow McLeod got it on frame.
So a faceoff comes in the Flames attacking zone. It's Shannon Fair taking a faceoff and winning it. Left point, a shot by DeMerchant. Skitters wide, glove side. It clears the zone. It's swatted in by John. And the Lynx controlling the defensive zone. Lindsay Gillis has scored in 3 consecutive games for the Lynx. Jabbing one, trying to connect to Williams. It bounces off a stick, and it's controlled by Emily John. Dishes one across to McDonald. Pirouetting and stretching her way past the blue line. Drop feed into the high slot. A bouncing puck. Shannon Fair's shot deflecting wide. That one nearly coming in for the 3rd goal of the game, but it stays 2-0.
I think that was a shot pass from Fair to John. It just didn't quite deflect into the net.
It's Jamie Risley for the Lynx. Holding on a forehand now. Backhand left circle. Trying a stretch one past. It's Williams controlling below the left goal line. Dragging her way to the circle. A shot deflects off a stick as she falls to the ice. Takes another spill, and now here come the Flames. It's Dina Burney, the lone rusher in. She gets nudged off the puck. It's rolling to the edge of the crease, and it's Stone gloving it down.
Something interesting about Dina Burney, she is naturally a defenseman. She plays defense for this Flames team, but anytime you see a game starting to get out of hand and the Flames have kind of written it off as a victory, she'll start coming in and playing forward. So she's comfortable on the rush like that.
And you talk about her as a defenseman. Now is her position in the PWHL as a member of the Kingston Junior Ice Wolves. But Chris Lowe's utilizing her speed as a forward. Rolling down the far side, Katie Tahima for the Lynx. Jabs one past neutral, now to the red line. It's controlled by Mackenzie Drost. In the slot, dances past the defender, rolling puck on Cage, and it's swallowed up by Rupali.
You give Drost maybe 5 or 6 more feet of space right there, and that winds up being a breakaway. Just kind of ran out of room in front of Rupali.
No shots on goal for the Lynx over the last 3 minutes. Only 7 on Rupali, the junior from Oakville, Ontario. Face-off won up by the Flames. It's directed to the near corner. Allie Morris tries to clear it. She cannot. Dietmeyer plays one along to Williams, who banks it off the near wall below the goal line. Dietmeyer falls to the ice. No penalty called. A couple bodies scrumming for control of the puck. John trying to jab it past the skates of Dietmeyer. It's caught up in between her left skate blade. And John controls out of the scrum. The defenseman lugs the puck in the defensive zone, boots it off her skate and onto her stick. Polson swats it behind the net, trying to win the race for the puck on a possible dump and chase, but it's Dietmeyer holding far side. She is able to clear the zone on a rolling puck to the red. Michaela Reed, the Chilliwack, British Columbia native, holds at the left hash mark, driving below the goal line. Banks one off the near wall on the backhand, trying to connect with Dietmeyer, rolling past a couple bodies. It's back behind the net, and it's McAlpine. Below the right circle, a centering pass off a skate, bounces out to the center line, at the blue line. Gillis trying to fire one on Cage. It bounces off his stick. Gillis unable to keep it in left point. It rolls down. Lacusta trying to win the race for the puck with McDonald, and she does.
And that's a pretty impressive feat right there if you're Lacusta. McDonald's not exactly the easiest skater to beat in a foot race, but able to hold on and touch up first. And that'll lead to a draw now in the Flames' defensive end.
And Quinn, Lacusta had about 20 feet on McDonald. I think that the whistle was blown a couple steps too early.
Well, the idea is that the the race is supposed to be to the hash marks. And sometimes the race goes to those hash marks as the Flames take a timeout. They were gassed already, needed to take a rest. So the race is supposed to go to the hash marks, but it is a judgment call from the officials. The referees can't say, oh, it's supposed to be a race to the hash marks, but McDonald is only a half a stride behind Lacusta at the hash marks, and we think she's going to win the race. In this case, they decided at the hash marks they didn't think McDonald would win the race to it and went ahead and blew it dead.
We talked about it preliminarily at the beginning of the broadcast. Only 2 points in the tournament with 1 goal, which is 8th on the team in terms of points, but we talk about her speed being a weapon, and on plays like that, with pucks being sent down what could be icings, turn into more offensive possessions for the Flames. How big is that?
Oh, it's huge, and her vision is also incredible. She was the one who had that feed to Polson on the first goal of the game, so you can bump her point numbers up to 3 now. But just a spectacular feed there, and to have this, and she has the speed that opens up passing lanes that wouldn't be there otherwise.
So off the timeout, a face-off in the Flames defensive zone. Off the draw, a shot by Stelling deflects off a skate. It's pitchforked in by Lacusta, delayed offside. And the Flames control in the defensive zone. Just over 2 minutes to go here in the first period. Still just 7 shots on Cage here in the opening frame. It's McAlpine swatting it at the red line. It's kept in by the Vanessa DeMerchant. Holding at the left hash mark. A huge spill on the ice. No penalty called. It caroms below the goal line. DeMerchant controls. Holds on the forehand backhand. Falls to the ice on a centering pass. It's kept in by John Wright. Circle. Winds it behind the net. Tipping, keeping it in. Bumped off by Gillis, but she controls the puck. Below the right goal line. Gillis trying to kick it free. It's worked up the half wall and back down to McAlpine. Gillis chips it off the wall, but kept in by Bradford momentarily, and now it's banked off the wall by Katie Stelling out to neutral ice. Michaela Reed trying to maintain the attacking zone for the Lynx, but it's pickpocketed free by Dina Burney. The righty stick handler motoring past the red line in the attacking zone, chips it off the wall behind the net. It's Gillis swatting it as far toward the far corner. It's Risley stretching one looking for Stelling. It's intercepted by Clarissa Tipping. One of 2 goal scorers today for the Flames, unable to move it forward. Alex Smybert swats it down to near wing with less than a minute to go in the first period. Callie Phillip, the freshman, motoring ahead, driving below the left goal line, holds on a backhand, flips one along to Alicia Williams. She holds a backhand feed, deflects off the side of the net, rolls behind the cage. Williams trying to play it forward. It's held in at the right point. Jamie Risley tees up a slap shot, bounces off a body. Williams trying to poke it free along with Phillip. It takes a spill down to near corner. Kept in left point O'Connor trying a centering pass, intercepted by Smybert, and she gallops ahead. In the attacking zone, right circle. Snaps a shot. Stick save in the butterfly made by Stone. It bounces toward the far corner. Kept in by Smybert momentarily, but she redirects out to neutralize. The Flames make a line change with 10 seconds to go.
Smybert's vision defensively is spectacular. She reads passing lanes and is jumping a pass before it's even tossed.
Tahima takes a spill in the defensive zone.
It's going to be a
and
penalty.
That'll do it. We're going to go into the second period with the Lynx on the power play.
Yeah, I believe it was John there that hit Tahima, and I mean just flattened her, and Tahima wasn't even on the puck. Even if she had been, I think the call would have been body checking. They're going to call interference on that one, but that's going to put the Lynx on a power play to start period number 2, down 2-0, and now they could sit in this intermission and game plan what they want to do on the power play.
The power play for the Lynx, 6-for-25, 24%, the best in the tournament. How do they take advantage of that, knowing that they're down 2 after 20 minutes?
Well, you know, if you get one here, it can motivate your entire team, and that might be exactly what they need as they try to come back in this game.
So the story continues to go as it is on paper. 8 shots in the first period by the Lynx. No team has put up more than 9 shots on Nadia Rupali. Quinn, what do you attribute that to?
The defense of the Flames, but not just the defense, but the offense. I've said it a couple times this tournament. Sometimes a great offense can be the best defense because if play just stays on the other end of the ice, obviously there aren't going to be a lot of shots on goals, and that's just simply the case.
The goals scored by the Flames, Danica Polsine, the transfer from Adrian College, getting her first goal of the tournament, and Clarissa Tipping notching her first goal of the tournament. 2 names that you're not used to seeing get on the scoreboard. They're making big contributions in the championship game.
Yeah, they're 2 names. Well, Polson scored a lot in the regular season. She wasn't scoring in the postseason. And then Tipping, not usually the biggest goal scorer, but she's someone that you can count on. She's the quarterback of the offense.
Lou took his.
Especially on the power play. She is always the one at the top of the blue line, holding the puck. She starts the play that leads to goals being scored. She just usually there's 2 more passes after her, and you don't see she doesn't get her name on the assist sheet, but she a lot of times starts the offense for the Flames.
Danica Polson's 4 power play goals in the regular season led the team, and she's hoping to lead the Flames to their 2nd consecutive national championship. Oh, and by the way, this time last season, it was the Flames leading over the Bulldogs entering the second period, so hopefully the story remains the same in 2019. After the first period, it's Liberty on top of Belleville, 2-0. You're watching the 2019 ACHA Women's Division I National Championship on the ACHA Network.
know the answer. You studied for this. Come on. Timmy! Come on, Timmy. You got this, son. Pencil to paper. Focus. Come on, Timmy. Focus. Focus. Take the puck. There you go. Skate. Skate. Pass it. You call that a pass? What are you doing? You missed the puck. Come on.
Skating was hard at first. Sometimes I fell, but I always got back up. Now when I'm skating, I feel like a rocket, or maybe a race car. Something really fast. It's my second favorite feeling. Scoring is my favorite. I think I like even more than birthday cake.
There are a few things that come along that change the course of history. Inventions or developments that reshape society. They usually aren't appreciated at first. In fact, they're often scoffed at. What good will that be?
Hello? Hi.
Surely that can't be practical.
She loves to see you.
But then, slowly, over time, the greatness of these achievements become manifest.
Hi!
Until one day, you ask yourself how you ever lived without them. That's the nature of turning points. They bring us to new roads and new heights. They open doors we never thought possible. So it's important that we go forward together.
I'm here with Gina.
That our growth might not just benefit the great, but the good also. In small ways, and in grand ones.
Dad.
The test of our progress is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much. It is whether we provide enough for those who have too little.
At Wilson Electronics, we push every day to amplify the power of communication, to connect those who love and those who cannot live without it.
Dallas, Texas, in a stadium that has been sold out for months, the Cotton Bowl.
Notre Dame leading 17-14. 1:10 remaining in the game, and Texas with Street at quarterback. Street gives to the second man for a touchdown for Texas.
The 2020 Bridgestone NHL Winter Classic, an annual celebration of hockey's heritage. Tickets on sale April 23rd. The Cotton Bowl, New Year's Day. It's gonna be a classic.
The Dallas Stars have put on camps like this, and we're just really trying to build hockey in the communities around Dallas.
Learn to skate and play hockey for free at Children's Health Star Centers. All throughout DFW, kids ages 4 to 14 can join Rookies programs presented by Lexus. Equipment is included and kids will get a free jersey to take home. For more information, visit dallasstars.com/rookies.
Back here at Comerica Center, 2-0 Liberty leads Lindenwood-Belleville in the national championship game for Women's Division I. Brett Luthner, Boz Echeverry with me. Boz, that was all Liberty in period number 1.
Yeah, absolutely. The two goals were kind of like one off a set piece, one off of a power play. I guess I probably shouldn't use the word set piece. Off a face-off would probably be the more accurate term. But I mean, Liberty imposing its will on offense, which is kind of what we've seen from Liberty the last couple of years. And you know, we'll see what Lindenwood-Belleville will have to do to kind of change the storyline of that.
Lindenwood-Belleville only lost 4 games all season. 2 of them were to these Liberty Flames, as well as 1 in their 3 ties. And really, early on, Liberty was finding a way to get past that Lindenwood-Belleville forecheck that's been so tenacious so far.
Yeah, they definitely found their way past it, and then even on the other end, drawing some penalties. off of breakouts and even their own zone, and it led to a goal, and then that actually led to offensive opportunities that led to that face-off and that second goal, which is where we stand right now. But right now, Liberty doing a good job of really imposing what we've kind of come to expect out of Liberty. But you know, there's still a lot of time to play, a lot of opportunities for the Lynx to come back and get right back into the game.
First goal that Liberty scored, power play goal, and really it was just a work of art by the Flames moving the puck around and ended up being a pass across the crease to get the first goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the one thing that you want to do on that power play is to get that defense kind of shifting from ice to ice. It also makes the goalie going side to side, post to post. That's exactly what you want to do when you're on the power play. I mean, even when you're 5-on-5, and I think what Liberty ended up doing, we kind of talked about it. They caused an over-rotation in that passive box, and it left basically a whole sheet of ice open on that backside, and that's how Liberty got that first goal. So that's definitely one that if you're a coach or if you're a player trying to figure out, you know, what positioning should be and what puck movement should be like on a power play, I think that's the power play that you circle the whole time and you put it in the reel and look at it and relook at it, because that was well done by Liberty.
And then they expanded early to double the lead to 2-0. This was off the set piece, the face-off, if you will. And a little bit of traffic that came across right at the last moment that provided the opening for Liberty to double their advantage.
Yeah, if you can win a face-off as clean as Liberty did just prior to that goal to start that set piece, then you start getting players to cross a little bit. You have your wings getting out to the point, trying to make sure that they can block that shot. But I mean, when you win it back to your defense and they get a rip run with plenty of time and you know, being down at ice level and being able to see that lane, I mean, that was a great opportunity for Liberty and really a brilliant goal.
And so now that opens up the 2-0 lead. Late in the period, Liberty does call their timeout, which you usually don't see a team leading by 2 goals in the first period. Use their timeout in the first, but Chris Lowe's needed to use his timeout there. Yeah, we talked about it through our broadcast of the tournament as well. And sometimes coaches, just what they end up doing is there's a different feel for the game on ice level than you probably see on TV or you probably get from the booth. And it's a completely different mindset, just the way that your players are reacting, what you may hear on the other bench. Officials, just a feeling that you get that, hey, you may just want to, you know, I mean, it's kind of nice too in the tournament setting because you get the 3 media timeouts, which kind of just, you get 3 free timeouts to use, whereas in a normal regular season game, you have that 1. And you know, sometimes you get that media timeout, you get up 2 goals, and then you just see your team kind of just back off a little bit, allows your opponent to come in, and maybe this was just one of those situations where Chris was just like, hey, I don't like what I'm seeing. Let's regather ourselves. We got to play in their zone, and you know, we're going to go into the break and reset everything, start off like it's a 0-0 game. So now if you're Belleville, what do you do going into the second? Well, you have to get the forecheck going. One of the things that we do need to mention is they just have to stay out of the box. It's just plain and simple. They lead this tournament in PIMS right now. So that's the first thing. If you stay on the box and you play 5-on-5 hockey, you have a good shot of keeping it within a 2-goal lead, and then start clawing your way back, and then that's when you start drawing penalties and setting up your offense and your cycle. Well, Casey and Quinn are going to be chomping at the bit to get back at this one. Second period action on the other side of the break. Our score after 1, Liberty 2 and Lindenwood-Belleville nothing. This is the ACHA Women's Division I National Championships on the ACHA Network.
Back from the Comerica Center, 2-0 our score. The Liberty University Flames on top of Lindenwood University-Belleville after 20 minutes. And Quinn Kuski, it looks a lot like what we've seen from this Flames team so far this tournament, but a little bit of a twist right now. Two players who haven't scored any points getting on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and that's what's so scary about this Flames team is it doesn't matter who's scoring points. They have players. Every single player on this roster sheet can produce offense.
And talking about offense, let's quickly segue into defense. Netminding has been a big reason why Liberty has been the #1 team throughout the duration of the season. Nadia Rupali has been phenomenal, but combining the fact that she only faced 8 shots in the opening frame.
Yeah, Rupali, it's been easier for her because she's not facing so many shots.
And the funny thing is, she's only faced over 20 shots once. That was yesterday against Miami of Ohio. So combining the fact that Liberty is the most prolific offense in the tournament and with Rupali in between the pipes, how does Lindenwood University-Belleville attack them in the second frame?
You start with where you're at right now. You have a power play. You have to take advantage of that.
And going to the power play, Belleville, the #1 power play unit in this tournament, just over 24%. 3 of their 5 power play goals have come in the last 2 games, 3 of them yesterday against Adrian College. So how do you maintain that momentum here in the championship?
You just keep doing what you've been doing. It's been working. There's no reason to change anything right now unless Liberty gives you a look you haven't seen. You know what works. You know that your power play is successful. Stick with it. And
for Hannah Stone in net, she's a freshman playing in the national championship game. How do you calm the nerves knowing that you're down after 20?
You just let her know. Tell her, you're one of the best goalies in the country. We don't care how old you are. You've been rock solid for us all year, and we still trust you.
Stone in 3 games this season against Liberty, 0-1-1, a 2.36 goals against average, and a 91% save percentage. Liberty flip side, Nadia Rupali has appeared in 2 games, a .75 goals against average, and a 95.1 save percentage.
Yeah, 2 very good netminders, and goals are not going to be crazy easy to come by in this game. So if you're the Lynx, you probably can't go down by 1 or 2 more.
So the power play unit on the ice for the Lynx. Lindsay Gillis and Ashley Dietmeyer, the 2 who have combined for 4 of the 6 Belleville Lynx goals on the women advantage. Face-off won by the Lynx, but Lauren McDonald short-handed trying to play the puck forward below the goal line. Gillis plays it, and Quinn, that's the first face-off win Belleville has had in the last 10 minutes of gameplay. McDonald's shot flutters wide, stick side, kept in left point by Dina Burney. She wraps it behind the net. Tessa O'Connor, first one to dig it out of the far corner. She swats one along to Dietmeyer. The puck bounces off her skate and over towards Melissa Delry. Turnover at the red line. McDonald controls. She drags on the backhand, the high slot. The wrister on net. She scores! Lauren McDonald shorthanded. Puts the Flames on top 3-0, 35 seconds into the second.
Yeah, that's really bad news if you're the Lynx. We've said it all tournament. McDonald can pick a corner. She can shoot the puck, and she shows it right there. Just blasts one by Stone, and it's 3-0 Flames with the shorty.
That's McDonald's second goal of the tournament. And again, it's the speed of McDonald we touched up upon earlier, beating the Lynx when they had an extra attacker.
You know, she was already the ACHA Player of the Year. She's starting to make a case for tournament MVP here with a shorthanded goal. She now has 2 goals, 2 assists on the tournament.
The last player to win a Tournament Player of the Year and Tournament MVP was Clarissa McLeod, who was the assistant coach for Miami yesterday, who the Flames defeated to get to this point. Unassisted goal at 35 seconds, and the Lynx are still on the power play for 60 seconds. It's Michaela Reed below the left goal line, pinning the puck to the wall, falling to the ice, no penalty called. Behind the net, it's Alicia Williams, dragging it past the defender and sashaying along to Drost, holding at the right hash, trying to play it along towards Williams, and here come the Flames. It's Sydney Pierce, and all alone, she shoots, deflects off the chest of Stone. It bounces near side, the wraparound attempt, bounces off the side of the net, and it's controlled by Jamie Risley. And again, it's another example of the speed Liberty has.
Yeah, just a mishandle at the blue line, and Lyle takes advantage and gets a breakaway opportunity and just about put one home.
Here's McDonald once again, shorthanded, 20 seconds in. Centering pass into the high slot. Bernie a shot. Shrugged aside by Stone, and she chests it down to stop play.
Hey, Casey, who's on the power play right now?
It's actually the Lynx right now, Quinn. I must say, the Lynx are on the power play.
I'm having a hard time telling. The Flames have just dominated, even on the kill here. Down a man and still just most of the time being spent in the Flame offensive end, and they're getting way more scoring opportunities.
Shots on goal this period, 4-0 for Liberty, and they've spent the entirety of it short-handed. No shots for the Lynx. It rolls down behind the net of Rupoli. It's dug out first by Christy Serafin, worked out to the left hash mark. Puck bounces high up into the air. Katie Tima for the Lynx holds it the left hash, works it to the left point. A shot by O'Connor to flex off a skate in front. Lauren McDonald trying to sashay her way toward the puck, but it bounces down. And finally, the Flames are back to 5-on-5.
And McDonald there, if she had been fresher on her shift, you might have seen another breakaway, but she was gassed and had to get off for a change.
It's pitchfork behind the net of Rupoli, dug out first by the Flames with Dana McClown. The junior from Port Huron, Michigan. Swats one toward the far side, Alex Smybert. She jabs one as far as neutralized, pickpocketed away by Tima, but swatted back up the wall by Clarissa Tipping as far as the left point. Delry tries to pin it to the wall, backhanding it further down. Another scrum for the puck down the far glass. That's the third time in the last 15 minutes of gameplay that's happened. It clears the zone, and controlling for the Flames, it's Rachel Gibson sashaying down the far side, falling to the ice. No penalty as it was tapped out toward the near goal line, and it's Jamie Risley flipping one up toward Delry. She swats one out to the red line. A couple of bodies fall near the Stars logo. And now it's Katie LaCusta, spinning centering pass, deflects off a stick. That was Tippings for the Flames. It caroms toward the far corner. It's swatted back in by Callie Phillip, but it clears the zone, just past the stick of Smybert. And the Flames make a line change. One shot for the Lynx in this period. We are now 3 minutes and 25 seconds in.
And this was the exact opposite of the start the Lynx needed in this frame.
The puck rolls down and it is iced. And now we
yeah, well, there's a ton going on down here. I mean, it's really the check of Liberty that's just doing most of the work, especially on that penalty kill. That's what got Liberty out in McDonald to get that third goal right now. If you're Lindenwood, it's they're trying to figure out every single way to get back in this game. But I mean, two offensive teams that rely on that aggressive check in their defensive zone. It's really what's allowing Liberty to get down low and maintain and start a cycle from down there.
Face-off win for Belleville, but it's played forward by the Flames. Left point, Serafin, a shot deflects off a skate. Kept in down the near side by Polson. And now here comes Lindenwood. It's Callie Phillip. Muscling her way below the right goal line. Falls to the end boards, keeps it in. A backhand centering pass looking for Michaela Reed. It's swatted free, and here comes Danica Polson. One of 3 goal scores tonight for the Flames. Drops one off to Mackholtz. Polson, the backhand centering pass. Nobody home in the slot. And Reed corrals for the Lynx. Quinn, something else. Michaela Reed, a native out of Chilliwack, British Columbia, has a shot on net as gloved down by Rippley on a couple hops. For the first time in the last 3 years, the championship features 2 players, one on each side from Chilliwack. Grace Mackholtz, a freshman for Liberty, and Reed, a junior for the Lynx. For those unfamiliar, Chilliwack is an agricultural community, and according to a 2016 census, a city population of just over 83,700. Founded back in 1873, a span of 146 years. It's Lauren McDonald for the Flames. Motoring her way past the red line, gaining the attacking zone down the right hash mark. Backhand centering pass into high slot. A shot by Gibson turned aside off the stick of Stone. It caroms out toward the near wall. Couple of bodies for it. Gibson smacking one cross ice, and it's Smybert dragging past a couple of defenders. The puck rolls into the high slot at the ACHA logo. Tipping a shot for the left point. Stick the side, the butterfly by Stone. It caroms out to the left goal line. Smybert bangs one up across the boards. It's Tipping. Holding it in. Trying to muscle it free from Dietmeyer. They do. And it's worked out to the right point. Sydney Pierce. A shot deflected wide stick side. And it's Mockholtz working it to Smybert, left circle. Arister bounces off the body of Dietenmeyer, and it finally clears the zone. Smybert takes a huge hit at center. She collides with Mackenzie Drost. Both players a little slow getting out, but back on their feet. We saw that at the end of the first period. A penalty was called, none there. So Quinn, so far only 3 penalties. A pretty clean game and a less officiated game, so to speak, in terms of penalties.
Yeah, neither one of these teams want to go shorthanded. 2 of the better power plays in this tournament. So disciplined hockey definitely the key to victory here in this championship game.
The puck in the attacking zone, right hash mark. Lindsay Gillis able to keep it. It's cleared out to neutral ice. And it's Michaela Reed to Jamie Risley. Her pass intercepted. Gillis forks one on net. It's sticked aside by Rupley, directed to the far corner. Tipping backhands one over towards Sydney Pierce. The Whitby, Ontario native fetches one down the far side. It's Shelby Bradford. Top of the right circle at the dot. The wrister deflects off the glove in front. The puck still caroms free. And it trickles out to Michaela Reed. And that's something else to watch out for. Yesterday, Hannah Stone had a couple of those shots bounce off her glove that she couldn't control for a faceoff. It's Reed's shot deflecting off a skate. Pirouetting down to near corner. The corral it for the Lynx was Riesler. Another scrum down to near corner. Reed one-hands it behind the goal line, but Emily John plays it forward and she clears the zone. Past the red line, feeds to McDonald. In the slot, the wrister deflects off the pipe and caroms down the far corner. Lauren McDonald putting on an offensive show so far. Less than an inch away from what could have been her second goal of the game.
Second goal and third point of the game. She's having a fantastic performance, and what a feed by John there through the wickets of one of the defenders for the Lynx and right on target.
A shot by Reed closed off by Ruppeli, and it clears the zone out to neutral ice. 11 shots for the Lynx here this afternoon, 3 coming in the second. The puck rolls down. Gibson edged off the puck, and now we're going to get a whistle and the penalty. Interference was the initial call, and it's Tessa O'Connor sitting in the box.
And we're going to get a look at that interference right here, and yep, there it is. Just knocks Gibson right off her line. Both players have a right to that puck, but you can't go and clobber somebody out of the way.
A penalty coming at the 7-minute and 37-second mark. The puck rolls out to the right point. Tipping swats it across to Smybert. Tipping ACHA logo. Wrister deflected wide. A rebound in front. Bradford tries to poke it free, and the net comes off its mooring for a stoppage in play.
Games in 5 days. If that was, I'm just wondering if you think that's that's why Lindenwood's a little bit of step behind.
And Boz, you mentioned a good point. Liberty did not have to play a do-or-die game in the first round. Belleville had to do that against Grand Valley State just 2 days ago.
Not only did they have to play that game also went to overtime. So they've played a whole extra game and then some.
Fair left circle, a shot deflects off the body of Mockholtz, caroms to the near corner.
There's a Lindenwood player without a stick right now, too.
It's Tipping, holding straight away. Back to Fair, cross-ice pass to Smybert. Sachets the circle. Here's Tipping, a shot as she walks in, deflects off a body, dug out near a corner by Shelby Bradford. Works away up the left half wall, Fair holding. Dances past one, swats the puck below the left goal line. Here's Mockholtz dragging past the defender in the blue paint. No, a rebound in front, bodies caroming out, and it trickles out to the right circle. Tipping shot, deflects off a stick, and caroms over the crossbar. A fight for it behind the net, kept in at the left circle. Tipping. One of 3 goal scorers today for the Flames. Holds straight away, walks the blue line, feeds it to Fair. It's Bradford, below the left circle, a shot deflects off the pipe and bounces into the mesh.
That right there is the confidence of this Flames team. The fact that Bradford was willing to attempt that shot says a lot about how confident this team is right now.
Liberty, I would have liked that just come back out. Just the fact that, I mean, that power play was almost 4 on 3.5 with a player with a lost stick, and you know you could have defense players that could just walk in and maybe even get a closer shot.
Lauren McDonald whiffles the puck to Bradford, right circle. Back to McDonald below the right goal line. A centering pass deflected wide. The puck rolling free in the slot. Ashley Dietmeyer can't clear the zone for the Lynx. Below the goal line, tipping a centering pass, looking for McDonald, intercepted. Vanessa DeMerchant also there as well, but it clears the zone and it rolls out to the red line.
This Flames team is just running through Lauren McDonald today.
DeMerchant banks the puck off the wall. Smacked in by Jamie Risley out to neutral ice, and that will do it for the Flames power play, 1 for 3 this afternoon. It's Emily John in the defensive zone. Banking one to Lyle. She pokes it free at the red line. And Melissa Delry flips one behind the net of Rupoli. 21-11 our shots on goal here in the second period. Gillis controlling for the Lynx at the red line. She swats one behind the net, and it's John picking it up. The junior from Lucan, Ontario, looking for her second consecutive national championship. The puck is stopped and held onto by Rupoli.
A smart play there by Rupoli. Things might have been getting a bit stressful down low, and she just jumps on top of it.
9:40 remaining in the second period. We'll step aside from Frisco. 3-0 lead. The Flames on top of the Lynx. You're watching the 2019 ACHA Women's Division I National Championship on the ACHA Network.
The 2019 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by Barron Championship Rings, proud sponsor and championship ring provider for the ACHA. Warrior Sports, the preferred stick supplier of the ACHA. The Dallas Stars. For tickets and more information, visit dallasstars.com. And Southwest Airlines, the official event airline partner of the 2019 ACHA National Championships.
Back in Frisco, 3-0 our score. Liberty on top of Belleville. Casey Roll with you alongside Quinn Kuski. And with more on today's game, we go down to Baz Echevarri.
Yeah, halfway through this game right now with Liberty up, having a 3-goal lead. The message on the Liberty bench, we're halfway there. Play smart, play 5-on-5 hockey. Don't take any bad penalties. On the Lindenwood-Belleville bench, keep your head up. Keep playing hard. Keep skating, and there it was.
And there it is, the first goal of the game for the Lynx. They're in it.
Yeah, and that's a great play right there by the Lynx. Just force the scramble out in front. You shoot it off the far pad, and just like that, you've brought it within 2.
It's the captain, Ashley Dietmeyer. Her third consecutive game with a goal on a rebound in front, and it's the fifth-year senior looking to will her team to what could be one of the better comebacks in championship history.
And Casey, I know you've touched on it before. What is the record of this team when Dietmeyer scores a goal?
In the regular season, the Lynx were 11-1, including the postseason, 13-1. So if you're one who follows stats and papers to tea, it's going to be a good finish for the Lynx. The puck rolling down the far side. Danica Polson swats it in behind it. That's Smybert first to it, but it rolls down the far corner. Allie Morris trying to pin it free. She does. Polson pirouettes past the defender, dances past one, pivots past a second. It's chipped up the high wall. Unable to clear the zone, Lindsey Gillis. It worked out to the blue line, and now it's Katie Tahima. Jousting for control of the puck, left boards. It rolls down the far wall. Polson trying to swat it out. It rolls out to the Merchant. And she controls behind the net, wheeling down the near side. Pins the puck to the wall, jousting for it. Katie Stelling for the Lynx. It rolls back behind the goal. It's Melissa Delry working out to the left point. O'Connor fanning on a centering pass, works it down near side. Walker a shot to a couple bodies. No rebound in front, and they score! The Lynx are back in it!
And they have a whole lot of momentum right now.
Well, the thing, too, remember, Liberty just called their timeout. But on that goal, there was a ton of traffic in front of the net, and then the goaltender, that's a hard time through all that track to find that puck, and then just trying to feel it. Look how far back in the crease she was. That's a very hard job to do when you get pushed back like that, and then just a scramble leads to the goal.
And then, Boz, I think you just said Liberty called their timeout. Liberty shouldn't be able to call a timeout. They did that in the first period following an icing.
That's probably what the officials are doing right now.
Well, I think right now they're also talking about maybe an interference type deal.
Yeah, we might be getting a review here. We'll see if anything comes of it. Referees gathering right up in front of Boz, it looks like. Boz, you give us some insight on what's being talked about down there? Long discussion going on with the coach of the Liberty Flames.
Chris Lowe's is not a happy camper. His team has allowed 2 goals in a span of less than 2 minutes.
You can feel the energy from the Lindenwood-Belleville bench.
And Quinn, this is one of the more reviewed calls of this tournament, the goaltender interference on pucks that squirt out in front.
And right now they haven't gone into the booth to review it. It's just been a discussion with the coach of the Flames, and he's probably trying to debate a case for the review, and we'll see if anything happens.
He's asking for a review right now. Yeah, it looks like they're going to take a review. They're talking about the interference.
But Quinn, let's talk about this for the time being. Nadia Ripley has allowed 2 goals this entire tournament. She's just allowed 2 in just under 3 minutes. What's the mindset now, knowing that it's now a 1-goal game?
Well, you know you've got a great team around you, and you know that you've had a good year, as this is going to go under review. And you're a goalie, like, okay, my team's been here before. Just settle in and trust the people around you.
That last goal looked like it was credited to Katie Stelling if it does stand on the ice. And remember, for a call to be overturned, there has to be irrefutable evidence that there is interference.
So now we're going to get a look at it. You see the shot coming in there. There's some jabbing for the puck, but no one is, and there Rupley gets moved, but the push comes from one of the Liberty Flames.
Dana McLeod was parked in front. You cannot have interference if a player of your
own team. And we have a good goal.
And just like that, it's a 1-goal game.
Was not happy about this challenge as well because of the fact that Liberty did call their timeout. So that was one of the discussions that was going on the bench between, well, I guess, the lineswomen and Kat Hanna, because what ended up happening was the refs initiated the challenge. And that's obviously, it wasn't overturned.
It's swatted in on net, and Rupali covers it down. The pendulum completely swinging. Kat Hanna's bench is up and jumping.
This is one of the sharpest momentum swings I've ever seen, and it happened in the course of like 30 seconds. It seemed like this was the Flames game to lose, and all of a sudden it's wide open, 3-2 with 8:18 to go in period number 2.
This is the quickest span of goals scored this entire tournament. The puck rolling down. It's jabbed out to neutral ice. Grace Mockles finally clears the zone. The puck rolls out to the red line. And Emily John doubles back into the D zone. Chips one off the high wall. It rolls down. First to the puck for the Lynx. Jamie Risley icing wash. She flips one far corner towards Lindsay Gillis. Skies went out to the red line looking for Dietmeyer. Can she win the race for the puck? She swats one on net, and Rupley forced to glove it down.
So you talked about it earlier. This team 13-1 when Dietmeyer scores, and clearly that goal was the momentum swing, and they immediately pot a second one. And if they could get a third one here in this second period, they will have all the momentum going into the third frame.
Well, Quinn, it feels like that Lindenwood-Belleville has caught their second win off those 2 goals.
And something else I want to point out, the Lynx had 8 shots in the first period. They've already posted 9 with just over 12 minutes gone here in the second. It's Allie Morse for the Flames, wheeling it along the near side to Smybert. She can't clear it, banked off the near wall. Katie Stelling keeps it in right goal line. It's jabbed free by Smybert. The puck rolls out to the defensive zone for the Lynx. Jessica Walker, who picked up the primary assist on that last goal. Can't smack it in deep. It's Smybert at neutral. Poke check free by Katie Stelling. She banks it off the wall. Alicia Williams gains the attacking zone. Wristed from the right circle. Fans wide, stick side. It's kept in by Stelling. Banks one down the goal line. Melissa Delry pinned to the wall by a couple Flame skaters. Smybert controls. She flips one along the Polson. Dancing her way past the red line. Drop feed to Smybert. Chips one along the far wall. Looking for the Merchant. For Dina Burney. It rolls wide far side. Chip back out by Gillis. And now here come the Lynx. Possible 2-on-1 if they hurry. Down the far side, McAlpany a shot. Deflects off the side of the glove of Rupoli, and it remains 3-2. Reed a backhand centering pass, nobody in the slot. It trickles down the far corner, bounces off the stick of Jamie Risley down the far side. McDonald edged off the puck, and it rolls out to neutral. So a big save made by Rupoli when the number got called.
Rupoli needed to make that save. If this game gets evened up at 3, I'd be surprised. If that puck goes in, I wouldn't be surprised if the Lynx had gone into the third in the lead.
Well, it's interesting, too. It's getting a little chippy down here as well. I mean, Liberty they thought they were in control for basically the rest of the game, and all of a sudden, 2 quick goals. Liberty not happy with that. The Lynx trying to tie it all up, and a lot of energy in that little. Ooh.
A shot from the pocket by Bradford. Whistling wide, blocker's side of race for the puck down to near goal line. A couple of bodies fighting for it. And it's McDonald pinning the puck to the wall. Bradford lobs it back over to the Merchant. Pins it to the goal line. Another scrum for it. Boz, you talk about chippiness. It's picking up here in the second. Gillis trying a centering pass, nobody home. The puck rolls free in front. Mockholtz trying to jab it past the glove side of Stone, but she holds on.
And Mockholtz setting the screen in front of Stone and deflecting that puck on its way in. Good work from Stone, keeping track of that one and getting it on top of it.
This is the closest that Liberty has been this entire tournament in the shots on goal count, 22-18. Belleville has outshot Liberty since scoring their first goal 10-5. Race for the puck, the Lynx control. It's Delry playing it out to the blue line to Walker. She has it poke check free on a pass down the far wing to Brooklyn Bell. It's kicked out to the red line. Dietmeyer serves one back in. Rupoli plays it on a backhand behind the net. It's O'Connor the team-up at the right half wall. Pins it behind the goal line. Dietmeyer jabs it over to herself at the hash boards. 3 Flames converging on the puck. O'Connor tries to jab it in further toward the goal line. She does. And it's Tima, the Adelaide, Australia native, in her junior year and her first national tournament, falling to the ice, trying to work it back in behind the net. And now the official blows the whistle to halt play.
Yeah, just players laying on top of the puck in that corner. The officials recognize that it's not going to be moving anytime soon. They go ahead and kill it.
So a face-off comes in the Lynx attacking zone. The big guns out on the ice. Alicia Williams, who has not scored against Liberty over the last 2 seasons, taking a face-off. It's won by the Flames. Lauren McDonald off the draw. Glides ahead past the red line in the attacking zone right side. Holds in the backhand, centering pass, nobody home. The closest to at that time was Rachel Gibson. It was intercepted by Delry. The puck rolls out to the left circle. A shot by Gibson. Flutters wide over the crossbar. Dug out by Katie Stelling down the left goal line. A couple of bodies fighting for the puck. And it's Jamie Risley flipping one ahead. And here comes Delry at the red. Hitting the puck to the near boards. It's McLeod. She serves one down to Dina Burney. Circle pass. Saucering one out to the red line. Lauren McDonald banks one off the wall, and the Flames make a line change. Just over 4 minutes remaining. It's Michaela Reed flipping one behind Cage. It's John backhanding one over towards Christy Serafin. Can they clear the zone? The Flames control, and they do. Walker banks one off the left boards. A quick change made by the Lynx. Liberty trying to clear the puck from the defensive zone. Bradford wheeling down behind the goal line. Emily John controls. And Quinn, this is something we saw a lot of in the first period for the Lynx, in the sense of just being unable to clear the zone. The forward check right now for the Lynx is just suffocating.
Yeah, this game has been completely flipped on its head. This is the exact opposite of what we saw. The ice was tilted in the Flames' favor, but the rink didn't tilt the other way when the team switched sides, and now it's all going towards the Lynx.
Ashley Dietmeyer wins the faceoff. O'Connor, far side, one-timer off the stick of Walker. Blisters wide glove side. It's flipped up and over the glass and into the scorers table to stop play.
The thing to also remember, Liberty still has that 1-goal lead, and granted, it does feel like everything is down on the bench to the left of me in Lindenwood-Belleville, but at the end of the day right now, where it does matter, Liberty still has that 1-goal lead, but I mean, the way that this game is going, that could change rather quickly.
If there's any team to maintain their emotions when allowing goals, it's these defending national champion Liberty Flames. The puck rolls in front. Tahima tries to poke it free in the backhand, and Rupoli makes a sprawling save.
This second half, really, since that first goal from the Lynx, it's been nothing but offensive opportunities for Lindenwood-Belleville, and that's been continuing here. You just see no offense to speak of from the Flames. It's been all Lindenwood. They have all the energy and all the momentum in this game.
Face-off won by the Flames. Gibson tries to push it forward. It's swatted in by Walker, but Liberty controls Lauren McDonald. 2-on-1 odd-man rush at the right circle. Centering pass, a shot, deflects off a sprawling pad save by Stone. She robs Danica Poulsen.
Stone has a defender stick right now. She lost her stick.
And Stone makes a save on a shot by Seraphin left point. The freshman making the biggest save of her collegiate career.
And that save right there allowed her team to stay in it. You're going to see the pass right there to Fair and right off the blocker, and then it deflects off the pipe and away. Knocked the stick out of Stone's hands, but she gets a stick from a defenseman, makes another save, and holds for a draw with 2:59 to go in the second.
Mockholtz, when it plays it forward in the high slot, rolls free. A shot by Tipping, deflects off a sprawling body poke made by McAlpany. Hunched over at a little bit of pain. We'll see if she goes out for a line change. It rolls down the goal line. Mockholtz, a shot from a close angle, deflected off a stick. And it's Walker chipping it off the high glass into the slot. McAlpine plays it ahead towards Callie Phillip. The freshman gains the attacking zone. Pins the puck to the end wall. Slides past a couple of defenders. Can't get past the second. Now was Tipping. It's chipped off the wall. Williams turns one to Phillip, and it's skied out past the blue line over the glove of Risley. Mockholtz and Risley fall to the ice. It's picked up by Bernie, and she enters the zone offside.
Should be interesting to note that last play by McAlpine, she took that puck in an area where there's no padding right now. She just kind of bent over and being looked at by the trainers. And, you know, in these type of games, you always thank your teammates for really sacrificing their bodies, especially in areas where, I mean, you're wearing about $1,000, maybe two of hockey gear, and to get hit in an area where there's no padding, I mean, it's rough. But if you end up getting a ring on your finger at the end of the day, I think it's all worth it.
And Quinn, especially on those ones that hit on your legs without the pad, that's got to feel like dead leg for a good 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah, your leg will go completely numb when that puck makes contact with it, so she might miss a couple shifts, but this is the national championship game. I fully expect to see her back on the ice.
Pass and aggressive forecheck. Emily John swats the puck over towards Christy Seraphin. Lobs it down the length of the ice. Stone gloves it down with a streaking Poulsen coming in.
Definitely the safe move there from Stone. Just pops the glove down on top of it. 1:36 to go in the second. Plenty of time for either one of these teams to develop a couple more opportunities, and we'll see what they can do here at the tail end of the second frame.
It's Dietmeyer taking the face-off against Shannon Fair. Face-off controlled by Dietmeyer. It's flipped to Gillis. A fan on a clearing attempt nearly crosses the goal line, but it's kept in momentarily by the Lynx. It's flipped back in by Bernie behind the net. Dug out by Phillip. Twists it down the far side. Lindsey Gillis holds. Swats one along out to the red. It's Tahima gaining the attacking zone. Falls to the ice. Holds on the breakaway. Tries to feed one short side. It deflects off the post of Nadia Rupoli. So another possible breakaway chance for the Lynx, but Rupoli standing tall. A minute remaining, a stretch pass by White looking for Tahima, intercepted by Dana McLeod, but the Lynx still controlling. Quarterbacking the offense, Lindsay Gillis, the tournament leader in points and goals. Flicks one over towards Dietmar. She has it poked free by DeMerchant. Motoring past the red line. Banks one behind the net. First to it, Gillis for the Lynx. Lobs one to Phillip. She's unable to clear the zone. Gillis with it. She pitches one out past the red line. Rolling puck down. And it is sent for an icing.
And that hurts right there if you're the Lynx. It's been a little bit since you got a change in. You might have gotten a few bodies off, but not the full line. And we're going to get another look at this breakaway here. I mean, I guess you can't really say breakaway. It's a chance one-on-one with the goalie. It was a great job by Tehima to get by, but she was stuck off to the right side of Rupali and just never really able to develop a great opportunity out of it.
And we talk about Lauren McDonald with a lot of speed. Tehima's got a lot of that in her own right. It's behind the net. Smybert tries a centering pass, deflects off the net behind the goal line. And with less than 10 seconds remaining, it's Smybert holding left hash mark. Backhands the puck to Seraphin at the point. A centering pass, nobody home. Fair tries to shoot one in from a close-angled shot. And it's Stone holding the puck to stop play. So after 2 periods, the Lynx are not going down without a fight. It's 3-2.
Good frame there from the Lynx. And if you're the Flames, you got to be a little bit nervous right now. This one's gotten closer than they expected it to be.
And just to think, Quinn, this period started with Lauren McDonald scoring 35 seconds in on a short-handed opportunity. So if there was any momentum going in Liberty's favor, that was squashed by 2 goals scored by Belleville in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, right when McDonald scored that goal, I was sitting here thinking that very well could be game over, as good as this Flames team has been. But Belleville responded exactly how they needed to and put 2 up on the scoreboard and now have all the momentum going into frame number 3.
Shots on goal in the second period, and even 12 apiece, but you can sense right now that the energy is shifting over towards the Lynx. How does Liberty, in which is really strange to even bring up, how do they control the momentum going against them?
Well, you've just got to develop a quick opportunity, use the speed of Lauren McDonald, use the play from the players that have been great for you all tournament, and if they score a goal, you can suck the life right out of the Lynx.
And so after 40 minutes, it's 3-2. The Flames clinging on to a 1-goal lead over the Lynx as we step aside from Frisco. You're watching the 2019 ACHA Women's Division I National Championship on the ACHA Network.
know the answer. You studied for this. Come on. Timmy! Come on, Timmy. You got this, son. Pencil to paper. Focus. Come on, Timmy. Focus. Focus. Take the puck. There you go. Skate. Skate. Pass it. You call that a pass? What are you doing? You missed the puck. Come on.
Skating was hard at first. Sometimes I fell, but I always got back up. Now when I'm skating, I feel like a rocket, or maybe a race car. Something really fast. It's my second favorite feeling. Scoring is my favorite. I think I like it even more than birthday cake.
There are a few things that come along that change the course of history. Inventions or developments that reshape society. They usually aren't appreciated at first. In fact, they're often scoffed at. What good will that be?
Hello? Hi.
Surely that can't be practical.
She loves to see you.
But then, slowly, over time, the greatness of these achievements become manifest.
Hi!
Until one day, you ask yourself how you ever lived without them. That's the nature of turning points. They bring us to new roads and new heights. They open doors we never thought possible. So it's important that we go forward together.
I'm here with Gina.
That our growth might not just benefit the great, but the good also. In small ways, and in grand ones.
Dad.
The test of our progress is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much. It is whether we provide enough for those who have too little.
At Wilson Electronics, we push every day to amplify the power of communication, to connect those who love and those who cannot live without it.
Dallas, Texas, in a stadium that has been sold out for months, the Cotton Bowl.
Notre Dame leading 17-14. 1:10 remaining in the game, and Texas with Street at quarterback. Street gives to the second man for a touchdown for Texas.
The 2020 Bridgestone NHL Winter Classic, an annual celebration of hockey's heritage. Tickets on sale April 23rd. The Cotton Bowl, New Year's Day. It's gonna be a classic.
We've got a game on our hands here in the Women's Division I National Championship. Lindenwood-Belleville scoring the last 2 goals and have themselves a 3-2 deficit against Liberty as we get ready to go into the 3rd period. Brett Luthner, Boz Echeverry with me. And Boz, well, that was a turnaround.
Yeah, absolutely. It was 2 quick goals from Lindenwood, and all of a sudden, the whole aura of the game changed. Of course, that second goal by the Lynx kind of required a review of it, but nevertheless, kind of just a total swing. I mean, in this whole sports world, we always talk about there's 2 things that you need to do to be a really good championship team and always be in the mix. And right now, Lindenwood did that between the first and second period. The first one being identify things. The second one is adjust to it. And those adjustments have really led to the 2 goals and allowed them to come back in. And really, the thing too is that it just seems that Lindenwood-Belleville they found their second win in that second period.
It seemed like they found their second win after they got that first goal, but before that, Liberty would score a 3rd goal. Yeah. And it was on a shorthanded play, just what looked like an innocent little shoot on goal.
Yeah, that was, I think at that point, I think it felt like Liberty was going to kind of coast to a victory. And I remember being down on the ice for that media timeout. Right. And the one thing that I heard from Liberty was the fact that, hey, like, we're halfway there, like, just play within ourselves and try to stay relaxed a little bit. And I wonder if being relaxed is always good going into a championship game like this. Right. But I got the feeling that coming out of that timeout, Liberty came out a little too relaxed. And that's where we ended up having problems. I think that's where Liberty ran into their problems in the second period. They got too relaxed, and all of a sudden, it's a one-goal game.
It's because 3-0, first minute into the second period, you always want to say you don't want to give up a goal first minute or last minute of each period. Liberty gets one on Belleville, first minute of that second period, shorthanded nonetheless. You're thinking it's game over. And then Belleville, the one thing we've seen is the rebound control.
Yeah.
And that really played into effect on the first goal.
Yeah, and that's how they took care of Adrian yesterday, was just completely like on rebound chances and sending pucks to the net and forcing the goalie to actually like control the puck that was coming at, and that's what led to these goals for Belleville. And it creates an interesting dynamic in the third period, because I think from a coaching standpoint, the one thing that you always worry about is that you don't really turn off the switch, but you turn down the switch. And we always hear that saying that one of the hardest things to do is once you turn off the switch, it's real hard to turn that switch back on. I can only think of maybe one team in recent history that has the ability to turn a switch, and then they play in a completely different sport.
And then the second goal, much the same, it caused a review.
Yeah.
The second goal. It was another, crash the net. The rebound was left loose. Another low pad shot. And the rebound was left loose and jammed home. They went to look at review to see if there was any kind of goaltender interference. But as it turned out, the goaltender was actually playing the contact.
Yeah. And that's, when you have aggressive goalies, that tends to happen. Yeah. But that goes back also, defensively, what you're doing is how do you mark the player that you're supposed to get? I mean, sometimes you see teams play kind of a zone type system, other teams kind of a man-to-man, and communication is always a big thing depending on what kind of defense that you're playing, and then how the other team enters the zone. Was it a transitional type deal? Was it a dump and chase? And all those kind of, the style of play kind of dictates what kind of defense you're playing when the puck enters your zone. And I think Liberty came back late and also pushed a couple of Bellevue players into the goalie. But no matter the result, it ended up in a goal for Belleville.
Belleville continues to put on the pressure. Liberty trying to find answers as the second period finished out. Chris Lowe's wanted to, he took up some time to try to kill the momentum, but it seems like Belleville really has their legs under them now.
Yeah, I mean, that's the general feel of it. Of course, the one downside to the sport is the fact that you have to sit for about 18 minutes before you come back on the ice.
Right.
And that's always hard on the body. That's hard on the mind, because you're trying to put away what happened that last period, but at the same time, you have to if you're Belleville, we still got to climb back in the game. And granted, this game felt that was just Liberty. It was all Liberty in the first period. They got that quick goal in the second, and then it was Belleville who basically just took over the rest of the second period. That you kind of take that a little bit, and you have to come back in the third and be like, all right, we got a brand new ball game, but we got to get quick if we're Belleville. And the same thing with Liberty is they need a good early shift to get their legs back under them. But right now it's a really physical, really fun game.
Now we saw that Belleville pretty much took control of the second period. Where in that second period do you think it got away from? Was there any one moment that it got away from Liberty in that period?
I think coming out of that media timeout, because they were Liberty. It just felt like they had control of the game up until that media timeout. And I think Chris Lowe sent the right message of, hey, we have a 3-goal lead, play smart, but don't take any penalties. We still have to play 5-on-5. And I think, you hear that from a coach, and, sometimes as a player, especially when you're defending champions, it's like, oh, we got this game on lock. And that's one of the most dangerous things that you can have, especially, we always hear it all the time, especially the way the hockey rules are written right now. 3-goal lead is the most dangerous
in hockey.
JP and I, my broadcast partner in men's Division II, we always say that.
Yeah.
Most dangerous lead in hockey is a 3-goal lead, and it's proven right now.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Liberty's efforts through the first half of the game it's become completely obnubilated right now.
So now, if you're Liberty, you're pretty much on your heels the last half of that period. What do you have to do going into the third?
Right now, it starts with defensively. I know this is an offensive team, but you have to shore things up defensively first, and then break out. I mean, we've done a couple of games where it starts with goaltending. You have a great goaltender if you're Liberty, but then it starts back with your defenseman and then starts branching out. So I think if you're Liberty, just get right back to that. Make sure that your defensewomen doing their job, showing up the things, clearing out the front of the net, and then you can start your breakout opportunities, and then that's where you start getting a cycle into your offensive zone.
This is the last time you guys will see my face for this 2019 tournament season. Thanks to everybody for all the opportunities here this weekend. Had fun working with this guy as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to send it back over to Casey and Quinn for the third period. It's a dandy here. 3-2. Liberty leads Lindenwood-Belleville here in the Women's Division I National Championship game. Third period coming up right here on the ACHA Network.
Final 20 minutes of the ACHA National Championships. Casey Roll with you alongside Quinn Kuski. QC, we're going to be in for a good one. 3-2 Liberty on top of Belleville. One of the crazier games you will ever see. For those of you who just joined us, Liberty started the game on a 3-0 run over the first 21 minutes. They scored a short-handed goal 35 seconds into the second period. But Quinn, after that, it's been all Lynx.
Yeah, and you say this is the final 20 minutes. I just don't know if I can commit to that personally. We might be seeing some free hockey in this game. We're sitting here 3-2 right now. Lynx are trailing, but the Lynx have all the momentum. And like I said at the bottom of the second, if you're the Flames, you got to score a goal probably within the first 5 minutes if you want to take this momentum away from the Lynx.
The Lynx have some familiarity with playoff hockey and overtime. They defeated Grand Valley State in a do-or-die game in the first round 2 days ago. Now, 2 days later, they have a chance to win their first ever national championship.
Yeah, they've got a good chance for it too. And they're the only team, here they've got experience in the overtime scenario. The Flames don't. So if we get to that point, the Lynx definitely have the advantage.
And it's day number 4 of the Women's Division I tournament. Belleville, the only team who made it to the semifinals, who did not play all 4 days. Does that benefit them in a day like this, or does that come as a detriment?
Yeah, if you're the Flames, you got that day off, and definitely that is great news for you.
We go down to see whether or not the Lynx can come back. The largest lead this season that Liberty has given up, 3 goals. They led by 3, and now it's the Lynx looking to try to make a run for the ages in a national championship. The puck rolls down. Lauren McDonald trying to win the race for the puck, but an icing is called. One of the rare times you'll see a defenseman for the Lynx beat out McDonald for the race to the hash.
Yeah, a bit of a stride advantage there for the Lynx players, and that's very helpful because if you're starting at if you have the same starting line, it's not going to end well.
4 penalties from both teams combined. None since the 2-minute 37-second mark in the second period. It's Lindsay Gillis flipping one into the Liberty defensive zone. First to the puck for the Flames, Shannon Fair. Wheels behind the defensive zone, pinches one off the end wall. Emily John flings one out towards center ice. A couple bodies fall at neutral, and it's down for another icing.
Right now, you could be looking at just the Flames being concerned about their offense right now, or maybe their defense, and just deciding that icing the puck is better than letting the Lynx start up a cycle.
Shots on goal, 24-20, and it was an even 8-8 in the second period after Belleville only had 8 shots in the first 22 minutes of the game.
Yeah, a really good second period from Belleville. They completely turned this game around, and they're right back in it.
Left circle, a drive off the stick of Stelling, bounces off a body. Dakota to McAlpine, holds below the right goal line. A centering pass, now a close-ended shot. Bolly's falling below the goal line, and now the net comes off its mooring.
That net coming off its moorings might have been a blessing in disguise there for the Flames, as that was a great chance.
Everybody but Lauren McDonald was at the goal line of some capacity, and we get a face-off. Nadia Rupalip faced the first 12 shots without allowing a goal. Since then, she has allowed 2 goals on 9 shots.
A shaky second for Rupoli, but she's a good netminder. She can bring it back here in the third.
It's chipped off the wall. That was off the stick of Rachel Gibson. Race for the puck. McDonald gets edged off by Tessa O'Connor. Flips one to Jessica Walker. The primary assist on the last goal for the Lynx. It's O'Connor smacking one to the far side. Allison Williams can't play it forward, and it's Dana Polson banking one behind the net. First to the puck for the Lynx, Ashley Dietmeyer, the captain, in her 5th season with the Belleville program. Look to go out as a national title. Jessica Walker flings one to Katie Tima at neutral. She taps it back into the Liberty defensive zone. Clarissa Tipping first to the puck. She winds it down the far boards. Vanessa DeMerchant can't clear her. The scrum for the puck below the right goal line. Tima works it up the wall, but it's Alex Smybert. The lefty wheels past the defender. One hands the puck out to the attacking zone. It's smacked in, playing it off the wall momentarily for the Lynx, Mackenzie Drost, and now it's Lindsay Gillis backhanding one into the Liberty defensive zone. Another big key to see in this third period, the forecheck. We saw the 2 goals for the Lynx. They both came off an aggressive check.
They did, and they need to keep that up in this game if they want to hold on.
DeMerchant, 2-on-1 on-man rush, a shot, she scores! Top cheddar, Vanessa DeMerchant puts the Flames back on top by 2.
That was wicked. A gorgeous shot from DeMerchant, far side corner. And I said if the Flames want to take the life out of the Lynx, they got to score within the first 5. And you see the shot again right here, right into the corner. A beautiful shot from DeMerchant. And look at the Lindenwood-Belleville bench right now. All the energy's gone.
A momentum killer by DeMerchant, the junior from Quamapis in the country of Canada. A career season in which she scored 29 points. She gets her 2nd goal of the tournament. And you talk about it, Quinn. The goal, not only the only thing that might be felt by Belleville, it was a very jumpy bench for Kat Hanna's side entering the third. Now, it looks like you could hear a pen drop on that side.
It definitely, you could almost see the excitement come out of them as that puck hit the twine.
Shannon Fair wheels past the defender, pins it to the wall at the left hash. Jabbing for control of the puck, it's Gibson. She tours it back in further, but it's flipped up by Dietmeyer out to the red line. 4 different goal scores for the Flames here this afternoon. The puck takes a weird bounce down the goal line. It's Dietmeyer in the slot falling to the ice. Lost her balance as she tried to fling one on net. It's pinched up the high wall, and O'Connor banks one out to the blue line, and offside is the call. Mackenzie Drost entering for a face-off at neutral.
If you're the Lynx right now, you're not out. You're only down 2 goals. You still have a little bit less than 17 minutes, 16 minutes, 53 seconds. But you've got to get that forecheck reestablished that you had established in the second. That is your key to winning this game.
Face-off controlled by the Flames. It's pitchforked out to the red line. A scrum for the puck. Battling for control, a couple bodies from both sides, and it's taken by Shelby Bradford. Nearly turned over. It's turned ahead by Clarissa, tipping out to the red line. A race for the puck below the goal line. It's DeMerchant, the goal scorer moments ago for the Flames, trying to backhand one into the slot. It's intercepted by Dietmeyer. Rolling puck, pickpocketed by Dina Burney. It rolls at the blue line, corralled by Lindsay Gillis, who flips one off the wall out to the red line. Burney dumps one in to the Belleville defensive zone. Line changes made by both sides. Gillis, the sophomore. Saucer feed out to the red line, looking for Williams. It rolls down for an icing. And with more, we go down the bus.
Yeah, just a lot of gassed players right now on the Lindenwood-Belleville bench, long shift. But, of course, that goal doesn't really help because the work's still cut out for the Lynx.
And Boz, what's the feeling right now from the Belleville side after allowing a goal in the first 4 minutes of the third?
They feel that they're still very much in this game, and that's the attitude that you want. But I mean, they know they've scored 2 quick goals and a great save there. But they know they're not out of the woods, but they still got their work cut out for them, and they're definitely willing to work for it, and they're very supportive of each other right now.
That last shot came by John from the blue line. Shots on goal still relatively close, 26-21 for Liberty. Face-off controlled by the Lynx. Dietmeyer chips one off the glass. John tries to bat one down on the midair. A couple bodies strunging for it, and now it's Tima. In past the blue line at the right circle, nudged off the puck on a quick back check by Tipping, and a big defensive play made by the 5th-year senior from Sterling, Ontario.
Right there, you see the experience of Tipping, recognized that pass and broke on it and accelerated and made a great back check on Tima.
The puck rolls underneath the legs of Jamie Risley. It's worked down into the Belleville defensive zone. A full-on change made by the Flames, looking for their 2nd consecutive national championship. They lead by 2 over the Lynx here in this final frame. McDonald holds at the right hash mark, spinning centering pass, looking for Gibson. Clashes off her stick. It rolls back to McDonald, centering feed out in front. Fair takes a huge hit in the slot as she looked like she tried to backhand one in. She's a bit slow getting up. Play continues.
I'm surprised that wasn't a body checking call. I don't know how you can consider that body contact.
McDonald gets pinned to the wall, no penalty. Gibson holding below the left goal line. Works it out to the left point, a one-timer by DeMerchant. Bounces off the stick in front. And it's worked out to the left circle. DeMerchant, another shot, chested down by Stone.
I'm surprised none of the defensive players for the Lynx cleared that stick out of there. That was fair stick, and she had dropped it, and that can lead to an opportunity off a weird deflection.
Yeah, Fair looks fine. She's getting her stick back right now. Trainer did check in with her. Chris Lowe's not really protesting the call at all, but...
Well, if you're Chris, you just have to say that that's something you're used to. A former Division II coach on the men's side for Liberty. Wonder if he's probably critiquing the form on that last hit. It's Gillis holding a shot from the high slot. Blocker to the side by Ruppeli. And out to the left hash mark. It rolls off the stick of Mackenzie Drost, and here come the Flames. It's Smybert, top of the left circle. Her shot deflects off a body. Dug out by Dana Polson. A close-ended shot. Blocker save made by Stone. Polson, the first goal scorer of the afternoon. Look for number 2, but stonewalling Polson as she skates off to the bench. John in the defensive zone for the Flames. Pins it to the wall. It's DeMerchant. Flipping one back behind the net. Christy Serafin, cross-ice feed, and it's picked up by DeMerchant. She blazes past the red line in the attacking zone. Left hash mark, a wrister, gloved down by Stone to halt action.
She really just tried to do it again. Almost the exact same shot as last time. The only difference is last time it was on the blocker side. This time it's on the glove side. A lot easier to make those high glove side saves.
And it's something else to watch for because Hannah Stone has had issues gloving down the puck. There have been a couple of rebounds that have bounced off her glove here this afternoon, so we'll see if the Flames test the glove side of the freshman out of Killingworth, Connecticut. Centering pass that time by McDonald, nobody in the slot. Now here comes Callie Phillip, the freshman in the high slot.
They're offsides.
Her shot deflected wide, delayed offside, and the whistle's blown.
Yeah, usually when players enter offsides, the ref will put her arm up, and you'll hear the calling of off, off, off. That time I didn't hear anyone yelling off, and the players didn't realize they had gone in illegally.
Yeah, Lindenwood calling a timeout right now.
Yeah, it's a pretty good time for it. 13:28 to go in period number 3, and you're down 2 goals. You still have more than enough time to get yourself back into this game, but it's got to start now.
Yeah, that's a message from Ket Hanna right now, too. She's just letting her team know, hey, you guys got to get going. We're down 2 goals. There's 13:28 left right now. I mean, we got to battle back right now. I mean, she's very animated in talking to her team, but really the message right now, this is the last game that you guys are going to – you got to think about it. This is the last game that they're going to play as a team. And the thing to remember is that these teams are never the same after this year. You have players coming in. You have players leaving. This is the last time you get to play as a team with each other. It's when it comes down to it, that's really what this is about, is playing for each other one last time.
And Boz, you see in the middle of the huddle, Ashley Dietmeyer, the 5th-year captain, side by side with Kat Hanna on the bench. It's been a great season for Dietmeyer, a career year in terms of points and goals. She looks to make one final push in these last 13 minutes and 25 seconds. It's Smybert carrying it across the red line, nudged off the puck on the back check by Risley. Race for the puck won by Dina Burney below the left goal line. Stick free by Tahima. And it's Dietmeyer. A back check by Polson. She flips one off the wall near side. It's tapped back in by Burney behind the net. Risley first to it for the Lynx. She pins it to the end wall. Burney kicks it along and holds on a forehand, whips it over the Polson. Below the left circle at the hash mark. Nudges the puck behind the net. McDonald first to it. She glides into the high slot, looking to feed Polson. It bounces off her stick. It's fed behind the net. McDonald controls. On the back check, it's sent down the far side by Risley, kept in by Polson. Holds in the high slot. The wrister bounces wide. McDonald trying to rebound, intercepted off the blade of Risley, and she flips one to Walker. 28-24, our shots on goal. It's in favor of the Flames, and delayed offside, and offside is called.
And McDonald went to deflect that puck deeper into the zone, but didn't have that skate touching the blue paint before she deflected it in, so Philly Self will come out to center ice.
Lauren McDonald, the former Brampton Junior Candidates of the PWHL. Played for Team USA at the 2019 Winter World Games. 3 points and 1 goal over 7 games. Another interesting fact, Quinn, she was the only player on Team USA to play for the program who was a non-American in terms of birth, from Barrie, Ontario. Flipping one along that time was Danica Polson trying to connect with Dina Burney. It rolls past her stick and it goes down for an icing.
Right now, if you're the Lynx, you just watched the Flames ice the puck. And now you've got an offensive zone draw. Win this draw, establish possession, and start up the cycle. You've got some decently tired legs on the ice for the Flames.
Face-off pushed forward by McAlpine. Behind the net, pins the puck on a backhand. It's DeMerchant flipping one along. It's stick free, and here comes Grace Mockholtz. Drives one along to Bradford, holding top of the right circle, Arister, and it's gloved by Stone.
Right there you see Mockholtz going into Stone after the whistle blew. Wasn't sure if that was going to go over too well, but no major extracurriculars after the play.
Yeah, nothing really major there. She just got pushed into the net by a Lynx player. So, I mean, if anything, it wasn't initiated by Liberty.
Face-off controlled Polson in the slot. A backhand feed. McDonald fans on a shot. And a huge sigh of relief from the Belleville bench. It's Mackenzie Drost spinning in the neutral zone, and she enters offside.
A good defensive play by the Flames forced Drost to put a little spin move on right at the blue line, and it led to Tehima going in offsides. A bit too much speed, went to drag that back skate, but wasn't ready for Drost to put on the brakes right at the line.
The Lynx having already used their timeout. Quinn, how big is this now in these final 11.5 minutes that neither team has a timeout?
It could play a huge role if you see an icing and that line's already been on the ice for like a minute and then they ice the puck. You won't be able to get your timeout. So it'll be a very interesting play. Both teams going to have to be a little bit more conservative. You got to be careful when you don't have a timeout.
Gibson trying to jab the puck below the goal line. It's called for a stoppage in play as the officiating crew believe that Stone had possession of the puck.
And of course, from our angle, it was easy to tell Stone didn't have it. It was kicking out to the far side. From the ref's angle, looked like Stone was on top of it. Can't fault him.
Face-off controlled by the Lynx. It's Michaela Reed flipping one along to the red line. Callie Phillip closest to it. McAlpine bangs one along towards Reed at the right point. She and McAlpine jousting for control of the puck. And it's nudged out to neutral ice. It's Shelby Bradford flicking one in. And it's dug out by Jamie Risley for the Lynx. Crams one toward the far side, Michaela Reed. Sachets in the defensive zone. Circle a circle, doubles back below the goal line off an aggressive forecheck, Dana Polson, but she's able to nudge it along towards Phillip. One hands it to Ashley Dietmeyer. Guiding itself past the neutral zone. And it's Gillis flipping one back in. Allie Morris tries to play it back in, but it's played ahead by Gillis. 28-24 shots on goal. A line change made by the Flames. Danica Polson trying to star the break, but it's controlled by the Lynx. Callie Phillip, the lefty, skies one up along to Tehima. She holds at the left circle. It's jabbed free on the back check. Falling bodies in the high slot, but no penalties called. None so far here in the third. And now we're actually going to get one. A late ruling by the official near side. So the first penalty of the third period belongs to Belleville. It's touched up down to near wing by Alicia Williams. And now the Flames to the power play, leading by 2.
Yeah, not only was that a late call, it was a call from the official furthest away. I thought immediately that it was a trip, and as is the call, but I was surprised at how long it took to get that call in because it seemed pretty blatant from up here.
The trip going to go on Mackenzie Drost, the freshman from St. Catharines, Ontario. And with that, we'll step aside. 4-2 our score. The Flames on the power play. They lead by 2 here in the final 10 minutes of the National Championship game. You're watching the 2019 ACHA Women's Division I National Championship on the ACHA Network.
The 2019 ACHA National Championships are brought to you by Budget Car Rental, the preferred rental agency of the ACHA. Hogan Transportation, official tournament partners of the 2019 ACHA National Championships. Edge Protect, protecting goalie skate blades since 2004 and official sponsor of the 2019 ACHA National Championships.
And back here at the Comerica Center in Frisco, Texas. Right now, the Liberty Flames with a 2-goal lead, 10 minutes left in the third period. A lot of great hats here that go on in the ACHA, doing a great job, but I don't think none more deserving than our public address announcer, Andy Storrs. Andy's been great being the PA announcer here at the Comerica Center, but I think one of the best jobs that he does, singing the national anthems before every single game throughout this whole tournament. And the last couple days, he's even had to throw in the public address announcer.
That you are, Boz, and I'll tell you what, I wasn't really much of an AC/DC fan before this tournament started. I think I'm going to have to update my iTunes playlist once I get back to Bloomington. The puck bounces off the stick of Clarissa Tipping. She controls back in the defensive zone, swats one to Alex Smybert. Guides one along to Shelby Bradford. In the attacking zone, right side. Fakes a centering pass, winds it behind the net. Smybert controls. Holds on the backhand, now forehand. Tipping, right point. Cross-ice feed to Polson. Below the left goal line, it's Bradford. Nudging the puck down the goal line, trying to connect with Shannon Fair. It's rolled free, controlled by the Flames. It's Mockholtz, back to Bradford. Dishes one up to the left point. It's Tipping, holding straight away. Back to the far side, Polson. It's Bradford, centering feed, nobody home. A couple of bodies falling in the slot, kept in by Tipping, left point. She surfs the blue line at the ACHA logo, crams the puck to Smybert, holding right circle, a wrist shot, deflects off the blocker of Stone. It caroms to the far corner, kept in by Fair. Led the puck to Tipping. Guides it below the goal line, a centering pass, nobody home. Smybert back to her post, it rolls past her stick, and it's gunned down by Ashley Dietmeyer.
I'll tell you what, Casey, someone needs to call the fire department because the Flames are everywhere right now. They've been running rampant throughout this game, and they're dominating in this third period.
The Flames are blazing the ice right now. Circle deflected wide, just past the stick of Fair. She recontrols. McLeod, near side feed to the Merchant, holding right circle, a shot. Off the skate of Gillis, a centering pass by McDonald. Nobody home down the far post. It's cleared out by McAlpine out to the neutral zone. She pitchforks one behind the net. And we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. A big kill for the Lynx. Liberty now 0 for their last 2 on the power play. McDonald trips one up the far wall. Kept in by Michaela Reed at the right point. It skitters out to the red line. Lindsey Gillis motors back in the attacking zone. At the right circle, backhand, forehand, centering pass, nobody home. It's intercepted by Dina Berthy, and here come the Flames. Berthy, 2-on-1 man rush, a stretch pass looking for McDonald. It rolls past her stick. McDonald, a centering pass. Berthy tries to jam one home, and a save made by Stone.
It's the second time this period now we've seen an early whistle from one of the officials while that puck was still loose.
It's got to drive you crazy as a forward knowing that there are juicy rebounds in front, only to have them called for a stoppage in play when it's nearly obvious that Stone didn't have possession of the puck. Face-off controlled by the Lynx. It's guided at the high glass by Katie Tima. It rolls down, and the Lynx win the race for the puck. A centering pass deflects off a stick. Jessica Walker keeps it in right point. Tima trying to jab it free, but it rolls past everybody out to the red line, and the Lynx control.
Something interesting, Casey, to key in on right here. Bernie is in at center for the Flames. Maybe just, using a player that can play forward and defense to get a little bit of extra defense on the ice when you're up by 2.
Walker shot deflects off a couple bodies, trickles wide, stick side of Rupali. Can the Lynx keep it in? Yes, they do. It's jammed forward by Mackenzie Drost behind, and then it rims down the far wall. Dug out by Michaela Reed. Jams it up the right half boards. It's stick free that time off the stick of Tiana Lyle. At the red line, Dakota McAlpine. Couple bodies collide in the Liberty attacking zone. It's Smybert holding behind the right goal line. A centering pass, nobody home. She feeds it Down to the far wing, it's Poulsen holding at the left hash mark. At the top of the circle, a centering pass just underneath the stick of Ali Morris as it Karam's near side. It's McAlpine wedging one off the near wall, tipping a shot from the right point, deflects off the skate of Gillis. And it's Callie Phillip clearing the zone before tipping, has it deflect off of Phillip's stick, and a Lynx control.
Yeah, if Ali Morris was a right-handed shot, that chance down low there's a goal, but being a left-handed shot just couldn't quite corral it.
McDonald trying to swat one to Gibson, bounces off a stick. McDonald holds, banks it off the wall, but it takes a weird Karam. It rolls out to the blue line, and here come the Lynx. It's Katie Stelling, top of the right circle at the dot. Her wrister over the crossbar. She takes a huge spill into the end boards. No penalty called. The physicality picking up, but the officials letting him play on. A spinning feed from McDonald on the backhand to Fair. Her centering pass, nobody home. It's intercepted by Gillis. She twirls one around the far side, kept in left point by Lyle. It caroms down the near wall. Gillis tries to clear it. Rolling puck below the goal line. Gillis has to wind it around to Katie Stelling, and the Lynx clear the zone. Less than 5 minutes to go in the national championship game. Liberty leads by 2.
Hey, Boz, I'm hearing a lot of yelling down there from the Lindenwood sideline. What ell's happening down there?
Well, I mean, those hits right now, they were looking for a couple calls. I mean, they're wanting a penalty really to put them on a power play. They're not exactly thrilled with the officiating, but, I mean, the game of hockey, you still have to play through a lot of things. There's always human error that may or may not happen, but that's really what most of it is they're just not exactly stoked with the officiating right now.
And especially that last hit into the end boards, in which could have been a boarding call, but we're still at 5s. The puck bounces off a stick, kept in at the blue line momentarily by Williams. It's smacked back out by Bradford. She feeds one along to Smybert. Holding, dragging past one defender in the slot. The wrister. Big save made by Stone with the trapper. Alex Smybert denied by the freshman.
That is a huge save from Stone. A great toe drag from Smybert to get in there. Stone snares it with that left glove hand and keeps this game at 2. And that could be what keeps the Lynx in this game. That goal goes in, this game's over. So now you've still got a chance, but you've got to get some offense going.
28 saves made by the freshman from Killingworth, Connecticut. She hopes to keep the Lynx alive. Poulsen off the draw, works it over towards Ali Morris. Her shot deflects wide, rebound in front. Poulsen tries to poke it free. It skips out to the high slot. Rebound, they scored! No, it did not cross the goal line. Vanessa DeMerchant's drive hit off the inside of the crossbar, but no goal was awarded.
Well, that wasn't DeMerchant there. That was Stretch that drove that puck in on frame from the other side of tipping, and Stretch hasn't scored much this season. And that shot just about blew its way home. And we're going to get the replay here.
I don't know how that didn't go in. There was an open shooting lane, but that traffic, it didn't look like it. I guess on the replay, it didn't look like it went in.
Now we have a injury here along the near wall. Just because of the location of it, I can't see a number, so I can't figure out who it is that's down.
Looks like Lindsay Gillis on first look. She's getting helped up by her teammates.
Gillis working her way to the bench there.
The tournament leader in points and goals, gingerly favoring her lower leg. And now with less than 4 minutes to go, back-to-back quality chances by the Flames, but it remains a 2-goal game.
One save from Hannah Stone and one save from the left pipe. So the Flames have all the momentum right now. If you're the Lynx, you've got to capitalize on something in a hurry. And at what point do you start thinking about pulling the tendy?
And Boz, this was a question that was asked yesterday in the Adrian College game. When do you pull the goaltender down by 2 with less than 4 minutes to go in the championship game?
I mean, that's tough. I would start thinking about it right around now just because of the 2-goal deficit. But the one thing that you need to do is legally get the puck deep before you really start entertaining that idea.
Yeah, Boz, I've always been a big fan of the Patrick Waugh style where, 5 minutes left, sure, it's time to pull them. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but you look like a genius when it does.
Kat Hanna's team averages the most goals in this tournament. None have come with a pulled goalie. It's the Flames controlling the attacking zone. It's guided behind the net by Mockholtz. First to the puck, Bradford for the Flames. She pins it to the right corner boards. And at the hash mark, another scrum for the puck. Aisel and Stretch also fighting for it. Mockholtz, along with a couple others, jamming away for control of the puck with 3 minutes to go. No whistle yet to blow the play dead. It's finally worked up to John. A shot deflects off the pad of Stone, and it rolls down the far side. Tahima, can she clear it? She does. Took a bounce off the lineswoman's skate. John tries to pitch it in deep, and controlling Katie Stelling. In the attacking zone right side, holds at the circle. Arister easily gloved down by Ruppely, but we have a whistle and a penalty upcoming.
And I believe it might be a penalty on the Lynx. I'm not sure who it's going to go on of the two, but a few players come together and we got an interference call upcoming. And it's heading to the box. It looks like it might be Allie Morris.
Yeah, right at the bottom of your screen right there, you see them get tangled up. And, you got to call something at least with that.
And it's going to be a penalty on the Flames.
Yep. It is Allie Morris heading to the box. So you've got a power play with 2:35 left. If I'm the coach here, I'm pulling Hannah Stone right now. I'd be pulling the goalie right now.
Quinn, I completely agree with you right now.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one as well.
Get a 2-woman advantage, knowing that your season comes down to at least scoring 2 goals. Gillis works it to Dietmeyer, right point. Cross-ice feed looking towards Delry. It's intercepted momentarily. It took a deflection. Delry falls to the ice. It's shipped up the high glass by John and down. A race for the puck. McDonald trying to win a race for it. She puts on a good run, but it's edged off by Tessa O'Connor.
And here comes Stone.
It's now 6-on-4. O'Connor in the high slot. Arister over the crossbar, bounces off the end wall. It's controlled by Delry, holding at the left hash mark. Fakes a centering pass, now a drive by Williams, deflected wide. A one-timer in the high slot by Stelling, no. It's sent down the length of the ice by McDonald, just wide of the net. No icing. 1:48 to go. Liberty looks for their second consecutive national championship. A shot off the stick by Bernie, deflected wide. They look for Tima trying to streak her way to the attacking zone. It's gunned down by Fair. And now here's Gillis, fresh out of the side after taking a huge spill. In the high slot, and we get a whistle.
I think this is too many players. Yeah, this looks like it's too many players on the ice right now.
I count 7 on the ice.
Too many players on the ice.
Yeah, Baj, you're exactly right. Right when you said it, I started counting. I got 7 on the ice. And that definitely hurts your chances of coming back in this game if you're the Lynx.
Kat Hanna, one of the most fundamentally sound head coaches. The shortcoming might be too many men. And sitting in the box, it's Michaela Reed. So we're 4-on-4 with the matching minors. It will be 5-on-4 in favor of Liberty for 1:08 after the penalty expires, but you only have to imagine that it'll be 5-on-5 shortly after the Lynx pull the goalie when that time comes.
Be a bit of a discussion here as players are trying to figure out who's supposed to be on the ice. Things seem to be settled out now. 1:27 to go.
Face-off won by the Flames. It's John straight away, whipping one over toward the left circle. It's tipping. Fed one below the goal line to Merchant. Dances past defender, holds on the backhand at the circle. Arister takes a bounce in front, and Stone gloves it down.
You can sense the energy coming off the Flames bench as they get closer and closer to being back-to-back champions, and the excitement, frankly, is contagious.
75 seconds remaining. A quick change made by the Flames. Off the tie-up, it's the Flames who control. Tipping straight away to John. Sachets the blue line. Surfing and flips one over toward the hash mark. Lindsey Gillis controls. The lefty defenseman from Edmonton gains the attacking zone. Top of the left circle at the hash mark. Driving below the goal line. Close-ended shot. Stick the side. Stone now skating toward the bench with a minute to go. It's Dietmeyer scooping the puck in the defensive zone. Plays one to Williams. It caroms off her skate blade and into the Liberty bench.
Face-off now going to be at center ice. The question is, do you bring Stone back in? And that is exactly what's going to happen. Stone's going to step back onto the ice, which is worst-case scenario right now if you're the Lynx.
The Liberty bench can just about sense it. It's McLeod in the defensive zone, whipping one over to the Merchant in the neutral zone. Sent in by Dietmeyer behind cage, controlled by McLeod. Down the far goal line, swats one to Christy Serafin. Plays one off the near end boards, looking towards Allie Morris. It rolls down, but Williams controls. Alicia Williams can't fully clear the zone. Bernie at the right hash mark, chips it off the high wall. Morris guides it to below the left goal line. McAlpine can't clear it. Gillis unable to clear it as well. Morris a shot from the circle, and she scores! An exclamation point to a season long in the waiting. Liberty en route to a back-to-back national championship.
It's tough right there for the Lynx. While they had the goalie pulled, it was only even strength because they were supposed to be shorthanded. So it was 5-on-5 without a tendy for the Lynx, and that's never a path to success. And Allie Morris pots home the empty netter, and that'll seal this one.
It's her second goal of the tournament. She has now scored in back-to-back games. Off the tie-up, it's controlled by the Lynx. Set down by Walker. Played off the stick of Rupoli. McDonald holds down the far wall. 2 seconds remaining. The dynasty has met its destiny in Frisco. Back-to-back champions, the Liberty Flames in 2019.
It's a great effort from the Flames. They dominated every game that they played over and over and over again. Outside of a poor second period in this one, they were the better team every single period in this tournament, and they deserve this trophy.
33 saves made by Nadia Rupoli in a game in which she allowed 2 goals more than any other game in this tournament. The junior out of Oakville, Ontario was phenomenal.
So I guess now, Casey, we got to start the discussion. Who's going to be the MVP? Who would you give it to?
At this point, if it was my decision, Rupoli has been the most consistent player on this team, and you can't win the championship without a solid goaltender. And Quinn, it's been the year of goaltenders in the national championships. Ripley Crosley for the Red Hawks, Hannah Stone for the Lynx, but emerging out of all of it, it's Rupoli, who played 1 postseason game last season, was given the reins this year, a career-high 20 games, top 10 in the country in save percentage, goals against average, and wins. She's on top of the precipice here in 2019.
I think you say Rupoli, I got to go Lauren McDonald. She has been fantastic through this tournament, was already the ACHA Women's D1 Player of the Year, very well might be the tournament MVP as well. 4 points, 2 goals, 2 assists, and just played a fantastic game. Even when she wasn't putting points up on the stat sheet, she was all over the ice. Forecheck, back check, creating offense for her team. Even if she's not the one scoring, she's making a great play every time she touches the ice.
Liberty was favored to win the national championship at the beginning of the tournament, and they walk away from Frisco with another national title.
And we have the handshake line here. It's one of the greatest moments in all of sports. You spend an entire game practically hating each other on the ice, and you're able to bring it all together at the end and start up a handshake line.
A vicious rally by Belleville, and head coach Kat Hanna's side comes up a little bit short. Defeated Grand Valley State in 3 games in the first round. Upset the number 2 team in the country yesterday in Adrian College, but the Flames proving to be too much in a championship game.
Yeah, Flames just gave them more than they could handle, but a great run from the Lynx. and I fully expect to see them back here next year. We're not done watching Lynx hockey in this tournament.
Hannah Stone, the freshman goaltender, shaking hands with the officiating crew and the rest of her teammates. Only a freshman. Belleville finishing number 3 this season, one of their highest rankings in previous years.
And we have the Lynx with a freshman goalie in Stone. You have the Red Hawks with a freshman goalie in Ripley Crosley. These are two teams that you're going to be seeing a lot of in the near future because they're both backstopped by great netminders who are young.
Chris Lowe's in his 3rd year as head coach for the Liberty women's program, won 2 national championships with the men's program. He has now doubled up 4 national titles to the Liberty head coach's name. And with more in the championship presentation and awards presentation, we go down to public address announcer Andy Storrs.
The American Collegiate Hockey Association would like to congratulate both Liberty University and Lindenwood University-Belleville on a great season. A special thank you to our hosts, the Frisco Convention and Visitors Bureau, the Dallas Stars, and the Children's Health Star Center ice rinks. We could have the captain from Lindenwood-Belleville please come forward to receive the National Runner-Up Trophy. Our trophies tonight are being presented by Women's W1 Commissioner Molly Mahoney. At this time, we would like to present the individual medallions. When your name is called, please come forward for Liberty University. We will go in numerical order. Number 0, Nadia Rupoli. Number 1, Madeline Snook. Number 2, Lauren McDonald. Number 4, Emily John. Number 5, Shelby Bradford. Number 8, Vanessa DeMerchant. Number 9, Aslan Stretch. Number 10, Allie Morris. Number 11, Dina Burney. Number 12, Mackenzie Carroll. Number 13, Dana McLeod. Number 16, Danica Paulson. Number 17, Alex Smybert. Number 19, Shannon Fair. Number 24, Christy Seraphin. Number 27, Danielle Bergen. Number 56, Katie Como. Number 57, Alexis Palmert. Number 65, Rachel Gibson. Number 77, Sydney Pierce. Number 95, Clarissa Tipping. Number 97, Tiana Lyle. And number 96, Grace Mockholtz. The coaches and staff, head coach Chris Lowe's. Assistant coaches, Justin Forth. Assistant coach Leah Carlson. Assistant coach Josh Graham. Assistant coach Madison Pinnell. Goaltending coach Blair Bennett. Strength and conditioning coach Chris Kerr. Manager Brady Tillotson. And trainer Patrick Sullivan. At this time, we would like to announce the 2019 Women's Division I National Championship Most Valuable Player. And the Most Valuable Player Award this year goes to, from Liberty University, forward, number 8, Vanessa DeMerchant. And now will the captains from Liberty University please come forward to accept the American Collegiate Hockey Association Women's Division I National Championship Trophy. Captains Lauren McDonald, Dana McLeod, Vanessa DeMerchant, and C.J. Tipping and Captain Ashley Correcton to receive the trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2019 national champions, Liberty University Flames.
Another national championship for Liberty, their second in a row. And with more, we go down ringside. Boz Echevarri stands by with Flames head coach Chris Lowe's.
Chris, second national championship, second year, man. First of all, congratulations. How's it feel to be a back-to-back national champion?
Well, it's good. First of all, glory to God in all the success our team had all year on and off the ice. And secondly, huge shout out to Belleville. What an awesome team. Tough out for us, tough matchup all year. Coach Hannah and her team, a lot of respect for them. And I think they kind of put the league on notice that they're going to be really tough for a long time to come. So huge congrats to them.
Absolutely, you got a program yourself. I mean, being back here, being in the mix year in and year out, what like having this group of girls to just associated with and to coach with and to work with. What's that like for you?
It's just a blast. What an incredible group of girls, 23 young ladies that are just champs despite of the hockey part. They're just a great group, and I enjoy being around them so many hours every week.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for your time again. Congratulations, and go enjoy this with the rest of your team. Hey, take care.
Well, Liberty is on top of the world for the second year in a row. The Flames defeating Lindenwood University Belleville 5-2. Our final shots on goal, 35-26 in favor of the Flames. Nadia Rapoli, 24 saves for the Flames. An astounding stat, 24 saves, the most she faced the entire tournament. And we've talked throughout the entire bracket for the women's division. You can credit goaltenders for the amount of saves, but for 24 shots, one of the crazier things you will ever see. A great defensive core, a great team. And for Liberty, a dynasty has met its destiny here in Frisco. It was last year in Columbus they defeated Adrian College. This year they defeat the upstart Belleville Lynx. And for the second year in a row, they've staked their claim to a national championship. We go back down to Boz Echevarri with tournament MVP Vanessa DeMerchant.
All right, Vanessa, MVP, number one. Well, I guess I should be number two. Number one, back-to-back champions. How's that feel?
It's pretty unbelievable. I just am so proud of our team and the way we came together this year. We battled through some adversity, but in the end, we came through on top, and I just can't be more proud of the way the girls played.
Yeah, you got a great team, great goaltending. A little bit of a scare in that second period battling back, but I mean, just the adversity that you guys faced. Just kind of talk about that just throughout the season, how that helped you in this game as well.
Yeah, I mean, like when we went down, like honestly, our bench atmosphere did not change at all. Like our girls battled through. We knew how to come from behind and play the way we were, but we were in front. But our attitude never changed. We knew we were going to win it no matter what.
How's it feel just being a part of this team, back-to-back champions? You did it in Columbus, you come down in Dallas, you do it again. Just like the feeling of it, just being a part of this team through the whole process.
Yeah, I mean, it's a feeling that you kind of can't take for granted. It's one of those things where you just you're almost surreal in the fact that we're actually here. But again, like I said, just one of the best feelings I've ever had in my life.
All right, congratulations again. Go have fun with your team.
Thanks so much.
All right.
Vanessa DeMerchant led the team in points entering play today with 5. Had a goal against Midland University and a goal today against the Lynx and Hannah Stone. A team full of offensive firepower. Lauren McDonald, the ACHA National Player of the Year for the first time all tournament, starting in net. Got a chance to play in her final national championship game. McDonald, a senior, walking away with back-to-back titles. Vanessa DeMerchant, a junior, looks for one more season and possibly a three-peat next season right here from the Comerica Center in Frisco, Texas. A matchup that not many saw coming. Adrian College got ousted yesterday, and Belleville putting up a marvelous outing, especially in the beginning stages of the second period. Was 3-2 after 40 minutes, but the Flames closing the gap and scoring 2 unanswered goals in the third. Looking through our stats, 2 for 5 on the power play were the Flames. Belleville going 0 for 3. Hannah Stone faced 35 Flame shots and made 30 saves. For the third time in 4 games, Stone faced 30 or more shots. We'll be back next year in Frisco. And Baz Echevarri joining me now ringside. This could very well be a back-to-back for Frisco, seeing Liberty winning a national championship.
Yeah, hold on, let me catch my breath first. I just came up from ice level. No, I 100% agree. Just the way that they played, it's very well possible. I mean, the core. I mean, when you look at dynasties and what they mean and how they get set up, it all starts with a core, and then that core passing it down to another set of core. And this Liberty Flames team has that, and they have great coaching, and that's kind of what you end up looking at when you look at these type of long runs, either being in the championship game or actually winning the championship. Of course, when you're the team that has the target on the back, it makes it a lot harder, but they're in the right spot. They enjoy the process, and they enjoy getting there.
Chris Lowe's won 2 national championships as a member of the Division II coaching staff in the men's side. Now back-to-back titles in the women's pool. How much of a job has he done coaching to go from men's to women's hockey?
Well, it's interesting because Brett and I talked about it. There's an aspect in the men's game that there isn't in the women's game, and it's just the fierce hitting of everything. That's really the stark difference of it. But when you look at the women's game, it's almost like you have to play hockey the way that hockey is supposed to be played. A lot of technical aspects, tape passing, setting up your offense, being defensively sound, obviously good goaltending, but then building your team from that goalie and out. And that's what Liberty has, and that's what makes them so dangerous every time you play them, especially in these playoff runs, because it all starts with that goaltending and it just funnels out.
You talked about the core for the Flames. Lauren McDonald, the ACHA Player of the Year, graduating after this season. But Nadia Rupali, the goaltender who faced over 100 shots in the last 5 games of the regular season, faced a total Baz of 85 over 4 games in the tournament. How big has she been, and how big have her blue liners been this tournament?
Well, I mean, she's been fantastic, and you know, it makes a goalie's job a lot easier when you only face roughly 20 shots a game, especially in a postseason type setting. But that's what you want out of your team. You want them to be defensively sound. If you can prevent pucks from getting to your net, that's exactly what you're looking for.
26 shots faced by Rupali, the most in this entire tournament. So for the final time in Frisco, Texas, as we get set to wrap things up, 10 days ago, 72 teams emerged here from the Comerica Center to the Comerica Center for national championships. We have our final champion being crowned in Liberty, but we can't talk about teams without talking about the ACHA National Broadcast Team. For all the people on air, for the people off the scenes and behind the scenes who make things like this possible, a very special thank you from me and from everybody. Baz, I can speak for you, for Quinn, who had to leave to the airport to catch his flight, for all of us who can't be here today to share this moment with you, and for all the people who have contacted and reached out to us. For me personally, having heard back from AJ Bolden and Matt Coma in May, knowing I was going to be here 10 months ago, it's a bittersweet feeling. No, it's finally coming to an end, but it's going to be a very special time next year when bigger and better things will come your way from the ACHA YouTube broadcast. A very special thanks to all my family and friends who have reached out and have given me a chance throughout my life, and all the people who have given a 20-year-old journalism student at Indiana University all the chances in the world. And I look forward to next season, if given the opportunity, to come back and cover ACHA National Championship. So for Baz Echevarri, for Quinn Kuski, for producer Matt Coma, for executive broadcast producer AJ Bolden, and all of us here from the ACHA YouTube network, Casey Roll saying so long for the final time at the Comerica Center. in Frisco, Texas. You've been watching the 2019 ACHA Division I, Division II, Division III National Championships over a span of 11 days on the ACHA Network. Good night wherever you may be, and God bless.